Good Thursday night, Grant High School Cougar fans. Odd night for us to be coming live to you with live Cougar football here on 446 Sports. But the Cougars are playing on Thursday night this week, taking their first road trip all the way up to Union Parish to Farmerville, Louisiana to play the Timberwolves of D'Arbonne Woods. We're looking for a 7 o'clock kickoff, which is just a few minutes away on this warm September evening. My name is Chad James, and I'm here as always with the coach, Coach Thomas Laborde. How you doing, brother?
Coach, I'm just impressed by these facilities. This is my first time here in D'Arbonne Woods. Of course, I've coached at Ruston against Ruston High and seen that facility, but this is beautiful. Beautiful new buildings, everything, a lot of energy, a lot of people here tonight. We're excited.
Yeah, I tell you, the folks, I don't know if they can see in the background on their screen, but from our vantage point here at the press box, you can see D'Arbonne Lake right across there, and I love to bass fish, so I like seeing that off in the distance over there, D'Arbonne Lake. But we're not here to talk about bass fishing. We're here to talk about Grant Cougar Football. Last year, D'Arbonne Woods came to Dry Prong, and they're a well-coached football team. In fact, they whooped up on our Cougars a little bit, but we're looking here for a little retribution to come to their place and play them a good game. And as we look around this place, it's a brand new school. It is under construction, literally. We can look around us here and see all kinds of construction going on.
As we drove up, there was I had to bypass all these cranes and lifts.
Yeah, right. This D'Arbonne football team, I don't know a whole lot about them other than watching them play last year, but I do know they're well coached. They're very disciplined. They're warming up out on the field now. Our Cougars have already stretched and are kind of going through their pregame routine. What do you see in these guys?
Well, anytime you run one of those, I don't want to call it old school, but traditional offenses.
You can call it old school. I'm old. That's what we used to do.
Anytime you're out there running that, and you get the success that they're having as a school and the participation that they're having, good numbers for a 3A program, you got to be doing something right, and the kids are bought in. So like you said earlier, they're going to be highly disciplined. They know what they're running. There's no confusion about it. Most of these kids probably have been running it for a long time. And it's going to be up to our Cougars to come here and play discipline and stop it.
Yep.
The onus tonight is going to be on our linebacking core. Mm-hmm. That's the best group we want to have that hinge on. Matthew Cooper, Javon Davis and company. Mm-hmm. I think they can really come out here if they play like they did last time against Buckeye, and the offense can pick it up. I think this will be a ball game, Chad.
I agree with you. We talked with defensive coordinator Coach Hill. We talked with the defensive line coach, Coach Brown, and then a couple of standout defenders for the Cougar defense. If one were to look at the scoreboard from last week, one would automatically jump to the conclusion that it was a defensive failure, I guess you could say, but it was quite the contrary. There was a rash of turnovers throughout that game that really put that defense, put their back against the wall, and they really responded in spite of what the scoreboard says. Man, they made play after play. I believe we determined the average starting field position for Buckeye last week was the Cougars' own 32-yard line.
And Chad, you go back to that game, and if you want to point to any side of the ball that really struggled was the offense and the special teams. Some successive early turnovers by the offense. I want to say it was 3 onside kicks that the Panthers recovered. The defense did its job.
Yeah,
the scoreboard may not reflect that, and you may think that I'm just talking crazy, but the coach and me, every 10 plays, 9 of them were successful plays for the Grant defense.
Yeah.
But when you keep giving them opportunities and keep giving them plays, the dam will eventually break.
Yes, it will.
So we saw some good things out of that Grant defense last week, despite the score. If they can play with that same intensity, that same mentality, and the special teams and the offense can start waking up, I think we're in for a ball game.
I do too. We talked to Coach Beard, who also is involved with special teams. A lot of those early turnovers came in the special teams in the third phase of the game, and he made the remark that they've really been working on covering those dribbling kicks that are on the ground, the onside type things. And so I look forward to see how the Cougars responded to that coaching this week and instructing them.
And that's one of the way the game has changed, especially in the last 5 years. That even Ash runs it. I've seen a lot of schools run it. Avole's kind of made it famous with the way they did it. Let's just onside kick. Let's pooch it to the 30. Let's pooch it to the 40. If they get it, they get it.
Yeah.
They're still on their side of the field. Something big can happen. So, we're probably going to see some more of that tonight from D'Orvon Woods. But you can't escape where that's coming. No. It's just it's a roll of the dice, but you're not putting a lot on the line.
Right. We looked at I believe the remark was made during the coaches show, and of course everything's on film nowadays. Everybody can watch it. Kicking to those up men, those men that are there to block. Usually when you kick to men whose job it is to block, not to receive the ball, sometimes bad things happen. So I'm anxious to see, even if they just fall on it, that's better than turning the ball over. We talked to Matthew Cooper. You talked about that intensity just a little while ago, and I don't think there's a more intense player. He's not very vocal, but I don't think there's a more intense player than the middle linebacker, Matthew Cooper. I believe some of his stats were from last week were to the tune of 20 tackles.
That's right. That's a heck of a number. 20 tackles, 8 for loss. Forced a fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, and of course the scoop and score at the end of the game. You can't match that. You can't ask for that kind of production. He just has to go out there and give it. They're going to have an eye on him. I guarantee you that D'Orvon Woods has seen him the first 3 or 4 games. They're not going to give him those free reins. We saw Buckeye make some adjustments late to try to pick him up, and sometimes it worked. But you can bet your bet that they've seen 37. They've got a plan for 37. And that's what we talked about last week when we talked about offensively. They've seen Ahmad Sykes. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be time now for other people on the defense to step up around Matthew.
Yes.
And do those things so that they can have some success.
We've talked about defense, we talked about special teams. The offense struggled last week, had some injuries. In fact, tonight, a couple of injuries along the offensive line. Those kids are okay. Just we have a protocol, and so they're not going to be playing. Some seniors there on the offensive line. That's going to be critical. When I was out on the field earlier, Miles Futrell, senior quarterback, has been starting. He's dealing with a rib injury. Coach Felton said they almost had to fight him to keep him from dressing out. He was wanting to play here tonight. Unfortunately, the doctors are not going to let him play, so he's not even going to play at all tonight. So we're going to see Gage Hosseini come in tonight and steer the Cougar ship. And, we've seen limited action from him this weekend, this season so far. He's come in relief a few times and saw him play last year as a freshman, and I tell you what, I like what I see out of the young man.
I know you said our Cougar viewers have had some limited exposure. I've gotten to see him a lot more just through 7-on-7 camps and some of the teams that he's played for, and I've gotten to keep my eye on him. Always having love for Grant. Seeing the Grant quarterback making his rounds in the 7-on-7 circuit. He's got every physical tool that you could want out of a sophomore right now.
Absolutely.
He can make all the throws. It's just going to be about a matter of composure and experience. This is a tough place to make that first start on the road against a really strong, team that can match up with you in terms of size and depth. But I will say this, and you can correct me if you think I'm wrong, Chad. I think one is going to be the best athlete on the field tonight.
I agree.
And it's going to be up to the Cougars to be creative and find a way to get him in space, get him out on the edge, and let him do his thing.
Yep, I agree. I got to spend a little time out on the field with Coach Felton and Coach Mercer, the athletic director here at Grant High School, as the quarterbacks were doing their warm-ups throwing down here. And of course, our offensive athletes are out there as well, receivers. Ahmad was out there, and just watching Gage, I mean, he's got a nice touch on the ball. He really steps into his throws. Really's got a good drive on the football, and you could see a positive energy out there with those kids. And I know they were disappointed last week, obviously, from the lack of production on offense. But to see them with that energy out there tonight, I noticed Ahmad bouncing around, and I agree with you 100%. I believe he's going to be the best athlete out there on the field. I was actually picking at him a little bit, Coach. I asked him how much he weighed. Of course, if anybody's ever seen him, he's in absolutely fantastic shape. And so I was picking at him about being light, and Coach Cowan made the remark, I try to keep him in the weight room to put on some good weight, but yet not lose at 4.4 speed. So I'm excited to see how creative the offense is tonight. Getting that ball out to the playmakers in space and see how they respond. We've got some, aside from Ahmad, Keith McKinney is a fine athlete. Sean Williams is a fine athlete.
And we're waiting for those two guys. We've seen some flashes. Yeah. We're waiting for them to take over a game.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, we saw Keith on the opening drive last week on that big catch. Then we kind of, we didn't hear from him again. As a coach, you want some of these guys, they're still young.
Yeah.
They're transitioning right now from that being young. They're juniors.
Yeah.
They're going to be counted on to be the leaders and the experience next year. But you want to see them start being consistent through 4 quarters of play.
Yeah. Another young man that I didn't mention just a few moments ago, Jaden Moore, tight end. He did catch a touchdown pass last week, the lone offensive score last week.
And you want to see him, especially tonight, be a lot more physical than he's been, a lot more aggressive. They're asking him to play both sides of the ball. He's really going to need to step up his game tonight.
He is, because, of course, my memory may be foggy at times, but I do recall this D'Arbonne Woods team last year being very physical.
And and you can kind of see as they're warming up, they're in that single wing.
Yeah.
There's nothing cute or fancy or surprising about what's going to happen.
Right. And that speaks to the quality of their offensive line play. That type of offense goes as your offensive line goes, and they played really well last year. It's my understanding that some of those guys have graduated out. They've got a new bunch in here, but I believe.
But they're every bit as impressive,
yes,
Chad, as I look down there. 77, 56. I mean, they've got some size on them. I believe we have a roster that we were provided.
We do have a roster. Number 77 is Carson Reiser. He's a junior.
That's a big junior.
Yeah, big junior. So that's some healthy looking young men down there playing the offensive line for D'Arbonne Woods. We're gonna step away for just a minute, but we're gonna keep the image right here so you can see these guys warm up. We'll be right back in just a minute here on 446 Sports. Welcome back to Farmerville, Louisiana, home of the D'Arbonne Woods Timberwolves. The Cougars are on the road tonight for the first time this season, and excited to play this football game. Tough, well-coached team, but as you can see on the screen, there's a little bit of an issue with the field. There's a missing piece of the turf down there, and the officials are looking at that. You can see some of the personnel here are trying to fill that in. So I'm kind of curious, Coach, as to what the call here is. Looks like they're going to try to fill it up.
It becomes more of a player safety issue.
Yeah.
Not any competitive advantage. It's just the last thing you want for either one of these teams to have a young man step in it and potentially end his night or end his season or even career.
Yeah. As I was down there earlier, pregame, we were all looking at that, and so I see they are trying to do something down there under the guise of the officials. I guess we'll wait and see if this is going to be something that's going to be a detriment to the game, or if they're going to let it slide. I see the head coaches are conferring over there, as well as our trainer.
Joining us tonight, you may hear the voice of our athletic director. He's going to be sharing the press box with us, as well as Grant High alumni, former tight end Jacob Mercer.
Yeah, Jacob Mercer, who is he's
coached
on the
here.
staff. He coached here, and he's also on staff at another school,
Cedar Creek, and
Cedar Creek,
he played for me when I was here. Slow, very slow, but strong.
Strong. I see he's still got his hair. Right?
Yeah, still got the mane flowing.
He has no idea we're talking about him.
He'll have to watch on 446 to get all the excitement. Coach, they're still playing with that field. I'm not a turf expert, but turf is a combination of the artificial grass and then the pellets.
Yeah.
If you ever played on turf, you come home with more than you started with, and it appears they're trying to patch that hole with those pellets.
As I was saying, when I was down there on the field, there's a noticeable divot in that crescent that the folks at home can see down there working on that spot.
And this is a great explanation to our viewers. Just the understanding the sheer amount of money and maintenance it takes to not even just maintain grass fields, but turf fields and all things that go into it, aside from the practice 4 days a week in the game.
Yeah.
There's so much community and an infrastructure that gets poured into it.
We were talking earlier, you mentioned the maintenance. We were talking down there, I was talking down there rather with Coach Felton, and as all of our viewers know, Grant plays on a natural surface, plays on grass. And the question was asked of him, which one do you prefer? Which one would you rather? And I know as a player, now I never, this field turf that we have now came out many years after my day. When you had an artificial surface back then, it was
carpet.
It was
green carpet.
And so this is a little different stuff. As a player, I always preferred natural surface.
And people that I've talked to, they love it as well. When you talk to coaches and athletes, a lot of them do prefer the grass. But so much that goes into preparing that field, the amount of money, painting it, things like that. It's such a benefit for a coaching staff.
Right, exactly.
I can't tell you how many hours that we spent cutting grass, painting the field.
To all the home fans, get
when you don't have to do that, it's such a weight off. And then
time here at home this year.
Turf eventually, after about a 10-year period, pays for itself.
Two-game winning streak.
That was actually the point Coach Felton was making in his preference from a coaching staff is the artificial surface, because people don't realize how much you guys work on that surface to get it ready to play football on during the football season. The mowing, he mentioned summertime mowing.
Almost once a day.
Here we go, let's make some noise.
And, you see all these hash marks and lines that you see even on Friday night. These are all hand painted.
Yes.
We walk up and down the field with stencils. But it looks like we're getting ready for kickoff. They've got the turf situation figured out. We're ready for some Thursday night football.
Thursday night.
I don't know if we're on Prime also, and I don't know if the Skycam will be available tonight. But we're here live with you.
I tell you what, Coach, I'm noticing as we're getting ready to do the anthem and the kickoff. There's a couple of guys toting a red bucket out there. They're going over there and getting a bucket of sand and bringing it over here to fill in this divot. These guys are working hard. I see one of them, his shirt is soaked with sweat. But I appreciate them doing that. If we can fill in this divot and prevent one of these young men from getting injured, well, that's certainly what we need to have. They're going to have to share the symbol in the middle of the field here with the captains, because we're just about getting ready for the coin toss.
For our viewers at home, Darbon is in navy.
Yep.
Grant is in the white with the black pants.
I noticed something, Coach, while we're waiting here. The Grant High School coaching staff are not wearing the mustard gold.
I think we might have seen the last of the mustard gold. They rode it as long as they could.
They thought it might have had a little something to do with their, they looked good in the jamboree and their win on Montgomery, but it didn't benefit last week. So they're wearing maroon, coaching staff is tonight.
Well, we're going to take a quick little break here. We got about 5 minutes before kickoff. Stay with us here on 446 Sports.
At this time, please remain standing for a moment of prayer.
Let's pray. Father God, we thank you for the beautiful weather that you've given us tonight. We lift up both of these teams as they prepare to play this game. We ask for their protection as they go out, and we ask also for protection later on as we all go back to our homes. Most of all, we thank you for Jesus and what he's done for us through his life, death, and resurrection. It's in his name that we ask these things. Amen.
Amen. All right, Coach, the anthem has been played, the prayer has been prayed. I see our captains are on the sideline for both Darbon Woods and your Grant Cougars. I see Jake Glass, Madden Blaylock over there.
Jake Glass, number 14.
He's wearing number 14. Last week he had to play a little offensive line due to the injuries, but he's wearing his usual number 14 tonight.
For D'Arborn Woods, we've got Jake Lucas and Thomas Nally, both seniors.
You know, I like what Coach Felton has said, not just this past week, but has said that the Cougars are just looking to go 1-0 each and every week, go 1-0.
You know, especially, you know, as you're trying to build the program up and you're going to take some lumps, you know, you can't dwell on them because they become insurmountable. You know, you don't need to beat Buckeye tonight.
No.
You need to beat D'Arborn Woods, and if you can focus on that task.
It's like the Cougars are going to be getting the ball here to open the game, given that offense
Grant
and
has won the coin
opportunity
toss and has elected
come out
to
here and
receive.
get something going under sophomore quarterback Gage Husseini, and of course the dynamic running of Ahmad Sykes. I'm curious to see how D'Arborn Woods is going to kick the ball off tonight. You know, they've watched the film.
You know, I think they should ban the onside kick. But no, I think they're going to try to test the Cougars. You know, if we can have a plan to stop that, it gives you great field position. So, you know, Coach Beard says they've worked on that all week to make sure those things don't happen. If we can get that momentum of maybe the ball here on the 40 and go down and put a drive together.
That would have to be a huge confidence booster just to put a solid drive here together to open the game. Even getting on the board, you know, we've talked about our kicker here before, Jaden Rivera.
Lining up to kick,
Fantastic
number
kicker
10,
here for the
junior Caleb
Cougars.
Smith.
Back deep to receive is Ahmad Sykes. Waiting to see if they're going to kick it to him. I don't think I would kick it to him, Coach. If I were D'Arborn Woods, I wouldn't. And they are going to keep it on the ground. And the Cougars are going to get on the ball with good field position out at
Grant recovers at the 41-yard line. First and 10.
And that's what we talked about. That's a great effort. Nobody tried to pick it up. Everyone dove for the ball. Now we've got the ball, 40-yard line, sophomore quarterback, a little bit shorter field, a little bit more momentum.
Gage Hosseini getting his first start here tonight for the Cougars. Going to have Ahmad Sykes in the backfield beside him. Cougars are looking to throw on first down. That ball's going to be complete out around first down territory to Sean Williams.
7-yard gain, second down.
You know, he kind of lost 3 yards on that one.
Yeah.
That's one where you tell him, hey, fall forward.
Second down and short here for the Cougars. Going to give Ahmad a shot, and he is going to be wrapped up for a loss.
Brought down in the backfield for loss of yards.
And they've got some young guys starting out here on this offensive line, Chad. You can kind of tell early that there's some confusion.
Third down and about 5 here for the Cougars. Gage is going to throw one over to Keith McKinney, and that ball is going to be complete for a Cougar first down.
You know, just reminiscent of the first play we saw him run.
That's that in and of itself is a positive here tonight, Coach. A good, solid third down conversion. He's got a man.
Oh, that's Keith McKinney.
Complete. Keith McKinney down inside the 15-yard line.
Big gain on the pass.
Cougar offense moving the ball here tonight.
And that's one thing, you know, that's a play Gage, you know, maybe shouldn't have thrown. But, you know, that's that gunslinger in him.
It is.
But, you know, they've come with a couple of hitches.
Yeah.
And kind of pulled those defensive backs in.
Ahmad going to
there
get
goes
a
Ahmad.
second
I think he's going to score right here.
The middle, and that's going to be
touchdown.
a Grant Cougar touchdown from Ahmad Sykes.
That's going to be an Origin Bank touchdown.
Coach, I tell you what, we were talking about just putting together a drive here, and albeit it wasn't many plays, but the Cougar offense marched right down the field behind the arm of Gage Hosseini and the legs of Ahmad Sykes to punch it in early.
Well,
in the ball game.
Kudos to the offensive line on that second run play there. You know, you got some young guys look like they kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
Versus the front, you know, got the jitters out. From what I could see, you know, Darbon Woods playing back. There's a lot of respect for these athletes. I mean, these are legitimate athletes.
Yes.
Ahmad Sykes, Keith McKinney, Kendrick Brown, Sean Williams Jr. These guys can play.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find if Darbon Woods has that kind of speed to match up. So they've given them some cushion, and then we got them over the top as they started coming up on those hitches. Great series by our offense.
I'm really pleased. Point after, that's another thing to point out, Coach. We've got a new holder tonight with Miles. That process.
Who was that? You know who that was?
Ahmad Sykes. We got a new holder, so that process, you know, the mechanics of the kicking game, all of it works together, and if you have one hitch in the giddy up there, it can throw things off, but we see Ahmad handle the snap, got it down, and Jaden kicked it through. Cougars lined up to kick the ball off after the Ahmad Sykes touchdown run. And they're going to kick it short and high, give the Cougar coverage team a chance to get there. Fair caught tonight by the Timberwolves. And their offense is going to take over at about the 37-yard line. Looks like it's where the officials are spotting it.
And you know the coaches of Darbon Woods are telling them, let's go down there and
First
take a long time.
From the 35-yard line.
Cougar defense looking to pick up where they left off last week. Matthew Cooper in the middle of that second level. Big Jake Glass on the end. Darbon Woods is going to hand it off straight ahead, and he's got some room. Ahmad Sykes coming up to make the tackle after a pickup
Number 21,
of about 8 yards.
With the carry.
That was quite a bit of discipline
8
there
yard
from
gain on the
Ahmad
play.
to come up and make
Second
that
down.
open field tackle. That's kind of a difficult task to do sometimes, but Ahmad's such a good athlete. He came up and made the tackle, no problem. Darbon Woods' offensive line is really good. You could see they just collapsed that entire left side of the Cougar defense. Quarterback's going to call his own number. Got enough to pick up a first down. Going to step out of bounds up at about the 44-yard line.
Number 4, quarterback keeper,
46-yard line, I'm sorry.
Picks up the Marion State Bank first down.
Darbon Woods in no hurry here tonight.
Not at all. Different little front than we've seen from the Cougars.
Indeed it is. Do a little counter play, and he's got lots of room. Ahmad Sykes.
Ball down on the ground.
Run him down from behind.
Number 1, Ethan Thrash
Ball
with the
did
carry.
come out, but the officials are
down on the
saying
ground
he was
before the ball
down.
came out. That's going to give Darbon Woods another Marion State Bank first down.
I'll tell you what, that Darbon Woods,
That looked like a fumble to me, Chad.
it looked like one to me, but I'm not down there on the field. There's very few people that are going to outrun Ahmad Sykes. That was nice blocking on their part up front. Nice hole for the back to run through on that counter play, but he's not going to run away from Ahmad. First down and 10 from the Cougar 20 for Darbon Woods. Going to keep the ball on the ground, run straight ahead, and that's going to be a Darbon Woods touchdown. Late and a half here in the first quarter.
Origin Bank touchdown for the Timberwolves.
We knew they were going to be able to run the ball well. They did it last year. It's kind of their bread and butter. And indeed they did on their first possession.
And you like to see a little more aggression from some of the other Cougar linebackers.
Yeah.
It seemed a little passive there. Hopefully we'll get them amped up.
Darbon Woods lining up for the point after attempt. Snap is down. Got flag.
Flag on the play.
That kick was going to be no good, but the call goes against Grant, so they're going to get another shot at
Offsides
it.
against the defense.
I think he hit the center. I think he hit the snapper with that football. That kick was a little bit low. With the penalty yardage, looks like Darbone Woods is going to call their offense out on the field and go for 2.
Darbone Woods sending.
You know, you get it, great, but I mean, I just why are you rolling that dice so early in the game?
I don't know.
You know, because if you miss it now, you split possession, you're still down.
For that offensive line.
I don't know if our viewers can hear the Darbone faithful here cheering for their offensive line. Need a big stand here from that Cougar defense. Quarterback's going to call his own number. He's going to get in the end zone, but he's going to go down hard at the hands of Jake Glass. And so with 8:28 left here in the first quarter, Darbone Woods is up by 1, 8-6 over the Cougars. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back in just a moment right here on 446 Sports coverage of Grant Cougar football.
Reeves Memorial Medical Center.
Welcome back to Farmerville, Louisiana on a Thursday night this
Your
week.
first down sponsor is going to be Marion
446
State
coverage
Bank.
of Grant Cougar
Touchdown
football.
sponsor is going to be
Cougars
Origin Bank.
are playing
And
the
timeout sponsor is
Darbone
also
Woods
Burns
Timberwolves,
Mechanical.
and so far each team has possessed the football and each team has found the end zone. Cougars down by 1 point after an offsides penalty against the Cougars on the point after kick from the Timberwolves. They decided to go for 2, and they did get it. Going to be a low kick.
Ball rolls
Going to
out
go
of
out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. The Cougar offense will be coming out momentarily.
You know, more great starting position for the Cougars.
Yeah.
You know, like there's sometimes you see things on film, doesn't mean you should go try them.
Right.
We hadn't seen a really good onside kick either time.
Grant will take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Cougars, Gage is coming out. Lead his second series. First series looked good. I believe he was 3 for 3 throwing the football. Cougars throwing the ball around a little bit, but the drive was capped off with Ahmad Sykes. Ahmad dancing around looking for a little room. Going to break a couple of tackles. He's got the sideline and going to be forced out of bounds.
Number 1 for Grant.
Just on the Grant side of the 50-yard line at
down.
about the 48-yard line. Good run by Ahmad.
And you know, that's what we've been looking to see for Ahmad, especially from last week. Just some tough running.
Going to give it to him again, and he's going to be popped right at midfield.
Ball carrier for Grant met up the middle by number
2-yard
7,
gain.
Cam Miller, and number 6.
Yeah, Chad, we hadn't seen a lot of differentiation in their run game. I mean, you know, we're waiting to see maybe some outside stretches or something like that.
Given a player like Ahmad with the speed he has, you would expect to see some of that pass from Gage Husseini to Mr. Rubin out here on the outside falls incomplete. Dante lost his footing there and slipped down, making
great throw. Probably would have been a first down.
I think so too, Coach. 3rd down and about 8 here for the Cougars. Going to keep it on the ground. Ahmad Sykes looking for some room, and he has found it. He's going to get it upended at about the 34-yard line, but not after he gets the first down and then some.
Bradley Thrash, 1st and 10 Grant.
Grant going a little tempo. Gage is coming out throwing again, and that ball's going to be complete. Deshaun Williams over on the far sideline. Good gain there on the first down throw from Gage.
You know, Chad, they're going to have to to stop that, they're going to have to keep coming up and coming up and coming up. And that's a dangerous game to play.
Especially when you have the speed on the outside that we have. They can get behind the defender pretty quick. Matthew Cooper is going to get a carry.
Wrapped up in the backfield again by number 7, Cam Miller, number 21, Thorne Stripling.
That's twice we've seen that now on this turf.
Turf's a little slick out here tonight. Matthew losing his footing, getting a carry. Matthew a standout on defense, but does come in and carry the football when Ahmad needs a little break. Third down and short. Gage looking to throw, couldn't find anything, pulls it down, takes off, and he's going to be short of the first down.
Quarterback keeper.
What do you think, Coach? 4-down territory?
Well, I know the announcer just said quarterback keeper. That was anything but just a scramble out.
Scramble.
It's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, this is one where you'd like to have Sykes out here. It's a big play in the ball game. You know, you need to come down and score again.
At this time, we have an official hydration timeout.
Cougars are going to
want to remind you that
talk about it during the hydration break. Stay with us. We're going to take a break right here on 446 Sports coverage of Grant Cougar Football. Welcome back to Farmerville, Louisiana. Week number 3, Cougars on the road playing the Timberwolves of D'Arbonne Woods. Big 4th down play here for the Cougars. High snap, they're going to hand it off straight ahead to Matthew Cooper, and he's going to lose his footing again and fall down short of a first down.
You know, Chad, that's one I'd rather have seen Ahmad take.
Hold on, 4th down. It's going to be 1st and 10.
I believe he probably would have gotten that first down had he not lost his footing, but you could see where he went to make a cut, and his feet just went out from under him. Going to have a change of possession here. D'Arbonne Woods coming out with their offense again. D'Arbonne Woods in no hurry, running straight ahead. Jake Glass and Matthew Cooper in on the stop there.
Number 21, Thorne Stripling. 6-yard gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 4 for the Timberwolves.
Can't help but notice a little bit that blocking up front by that D'Arbonne offensive line. They so far we're very early in this game. 5:28 left here in the first quarter.
I like the Cougar strategy. I mean, if you'll watch them, they're submarining, which is, you know, they're just diving at the ground.
Yeah.
But we've got to step up on the outside and make those tackles as they're bouncing.
Coming around the near side, looking for a little bit of room. Got a missed tackle. Matthew Cooper
with a big gain on the play, gets a Marion
Matthew
State
Cooper
Bank
and
first
Sean
down.
Williams in on the stop, but not after a big first down.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line.
See, the Cougars have got big Madden Blaylock, offensive lineman, coming in. Put some size up there on that Cougar front. They've got him standing at linebacker. D'Arbonne Woods going to keep it on the ground.
Dalton Albritton, quarterback keeper.
Keith
7-yard
McKinney,
gain on the play.
Matthew
2nd down.
Cooper in on the stop.
And Chad, it's just over and over the same. I mean, there's nothing in the middle. The Cougars are doing a great job of stopping the middle, stuffing it up. You know, we gotta. Those linebackers have got to get off those second level blocks and come down and make a tackle.
4 minutes left here in the first quarter. Cougars down by 1, 8-7 to D'Arbonne Woods.
Those front 3 guys are going to do a thankless job all night for the Cougar defense.
Trying to free that next level up to make plays, and they do it.
Jake Glass.
Jake Glass.
Braden Sloan.
Braden Sloan coming in there
First
to make a
dribbling with the
play.
carry.
And that's what we were talking about, Chad.
No gain on the play,
They just
brings
got to
up third
read and
down.
react. I mean, those front three guys, 55 and 34, I mean, they're going to do, like I said, they're going to do a thankless job all night.
It's interesting to see. They got Big Madden Blaylock back there playing linebacker. Third down and short here for Darbone Woods. Big opportunity to come up here with a stop. You would expect Darbone Woods to go 4 downs here. They're not going to have to because that's going to be enough for
Number 6, Ryder Jennis with the
Darbone
carry.
first down, just enough to get the first down.
Gets the Marion State Bank first down.
You know, I believe, Coach, just watching what I'm seeing, it's pretty basic meat and potatoes offense here from Darbone Woods. They're trying to slow the game down because I believe the Cougar offense is going to be more explosive in terms of
Absolutely, and that's where you gotta make every possession count.
Quarterback just going to take it himself around the near side. Cougars play it well initially, but can't get him on the ground. He's still going forward.
With a help from his offensive line.
Going to be enough for another Darbone Woods
Picks up about
first
13
down.
and gets another Marion State Bank
That's what's
first
so
down.
important, Coach, is that initial contact. You got to get him on the ground. First down and 10 now from the 22-yard line for Darbone Woods.
About 2 minutes. I don't know if the clock is working. I'm assuming there's 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
I think so. Darbone Woods going to keep it on the ground. Going to be tackled by
Number 6, Ryder
Cougars there. Madden
Jennis
Blaylock, Jake
with the
Glass,
carry.
Ahmad Sykes in on the tackle.
Picks up about 8 on the play. Brings up third down. Brings up second down and 2.
Second down and short here for Darbone Woods. This is just the kind of game they want to play here, Coach. Go slow, keep the ball on the ground, run the clock, shorten the game up, if you will. Handle and run it straight
Matthew
ahead.
Cooper did not get fooled on that one. You know, that's one where you got to blow the whistle about a couple seconds earlier.
Number 21, Thor Stripling,
Contact is
assisted
made
by his
just
offensive
after a
lineman,
short
gets a
game.
Marion State Bank first down.
But after the push, after the help, we get a little, get enough there for a first down for Darbone Woods. Now they can get a first down here without scoring. Not quite a end goal situation. Ball spotted just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. Darbone Woods taking their time, just walking up to the line of scrimmage. Trying to slow the game down. Quarterback's going to keep it himself. Matthew Cooper, Keith McKinney in on that stop.
Number 4, Dalton Albritton gets positive yards on the play. Picks up about 3.
If you're Grant, you
Brings
need
up second down and 7.
you need to hold them back out here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you need to keep them out of the end zone, especially keep them out of the end zone. Second down and about 8 here for Darbone Woods. Been keeping it on the ground here all night long. Gonna run the right side. Contact was made, but could not get him down before they get in the end
Number
zone.
6, Ryder Jennis with the Oregon Bank touchdown.
Yeah, it looked like the Cougars had too many men to the left. My Sykes was a long man out there to the right side.
Ahmad was the man that made the tackle, but it wasn't after Darbone Woods running back got into the end zone. Darbone Woods lining up for the point after attempt. And that kick is
Point
good.
after attempt is good by number
13
26.
seconds left
I
here
said we
in
got
the
to see
first quarter. Darbone Woods now opened up
as we near
one
the
score
end of
lead.
the First quarter.
Up by 8 points
Darbo
here
Woods
over
15.
the Cougars.
Grant High School
We're going to
7.
step away for just a moment,
We
and
also want to
we'll
remind you
be
that the
right
first
back
quarter
to see the Grant Cougars
is
respond
Burns Mechanical. They're
right
serving
here
businesses
on
throughout Northeast
446
Louisiana for over 24 years. Contact Burns Mechanical for all your commercial plumbing, heating, and equipment needs. Offices are
Welcome back to Farmerville, Louisiana. Cougars on the road this Thursday night against the D'Arbonne Wolves Timber. The D'Arbonne Woods Timberwolves. That's a mouthful for a neighborhood
Timberwolf team in the state.
45-yard line.
And Chad, look, they've onside kicked for the third time in a row, and you know, it's kind of confusing in a sense. The game they want to play, you think they want to put the ball back there, make Grant drive the length of the field. You know, you've already seen two really good drives, one that scored, one that stalled out right here in the red zone. You know, you don't want to give any opportunities to the Cougars, and they just keep doing it over and over.
High-tech solution.
Cougars going to come out, throw, engage. Is going to throw far side of the field and going to complete that pass for a Cougar first down.
Complete. That's going to be a first
Sean
down
Williams.
for Grant.
And after that,
That's
Gage
going to be the
Hosseini
end of
completion to
your first
Sean
quarter.
Williams, that's going to bring the first quarter to an end. That was a fast first quarter, Coach. We're going to step away for just a moment. And we'll be right back here to Farmerville, Louisiana for Grant High School football right here on 446
Katie
Sports.
Eldridge Photography. Chips
Welcome back to
and snack cake
Farmerville,
for
Louisiana.
$10.
Cougars on the
pizza,
road.
drinks, and candy.
Had a nice completion from Gage Hosseini. Just
What a
moments
catch by
ago.
Keith McKinney.
Pass attempt
Sean
is
Williams, and
complete.
now we come back on another play
First
with
down,
Gage
Grant.
slinging the football. Pass a little bit behind Keith, but he made an adjustment and caught that ball for another Cougar first down. Going to come out throwing again, and ball's going to be complete to Sean
Pass
Williams.
attempt is
You can
complete.
see what you're talking about, Coach. They're giving these Grant Cougars receivers lots of cushion.
And the arm streak by Gage.
Second down for Grant.
You might not realize it on the screen, but
That's
from
a
where
long
he's
throw.
at across to the sideline, that's almost 20 yards.
Yeah, that's a long throw. Quarterback's really got to drive that football.
And he's doing a great job tonight, putting the ball in there. You know, everything that I've seen.
Flag on the field.
Illegal substitution against D'Arbonne Woods.
That's probably going to bring up a first down. I believe that's a 15-yard
Illegal
penalty.
substitution.
I think so.
D'Arbonne Woods.
Going to the sideline to see what Coach Felton wants to do.
So it looks like Coach Felton's going to ignore that play and take the penalty.
Take the yardage.
It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down for Grant.
Okay, going to be first down.
D'Arbonne Woods
and
have too
5.
many players on the team. Too many players on the field.
Cougar offense appears to be clicking. Got a high snap. Going to give it to
And there he's
Ahmad
gone.
Sykes, and here is his speed. He's got the edge. Got one man to beat, and that's another Cougar touchdown.
Let's go, baby.
That's an Orange and Bank touchdown.
I'm telling you that Ahmad Sykes can run the football. Young man's got some speed. That's exactly what the Cougars needed to do to get to respond.
And what we've seen this week, Chad, versus what we saw last week, Gage pushing that ball out there, keeping the box clear, allowing Ahmad a little bit of room. All he needs is a little bit. Last week, you 9 men in the box. They were not respecting the throw.
Snap is down, kick is up
Point
by
after
Jaden
attempt
Rivera.
is good.
And so the point after is good. Cougars have closed within one again. I've noticed, and I noticed this early when he was a freshman.
Second quarter sponsor,
Engaged.
Great Lumber.
His release is really quick. He's very decisive. He makes his decision really quick, and he lets it rip. And I love seeing the ball come out.
Well, and that's the difference. He's been doing this for a while now. Technique is something that's developed over time. He's been playing the quarterback position, whether in junior high now, 7-on-7. It's starting to become a second nature to him. And he is really letting it rip tonight. And that's keeping the run game alive.
Yeah, it is, because otherwise it'd be queuing in on number one.
Which is what we saw last week, with 8-9 in the box. This week they're going to have to play coverage. They're going to have to defend these Cougar receivers.
Jaden Rivera stepping back to get his approach to kick this one off. And he's going to kick that one far side and short. Ball's on the ground. Looks like we may have a turnover. Waiting to see the official from the signal from the official. I still haven't seen it yet, Coach. Cougar sideline over there was jumping up and down, pointing in the direction that it was Cougar football.
Well, there's no rule. If he fair catches it and he drops it, that's a live ball.
Right.
That's not a pause of the game. And it is Cougar football.
Cougars. Man, what a turn of event. Cougars got a little momentum going here tonight. Got a little +1 in the turnover department. It feels good to see, because we saw that last week, and some actually in week 1 of the Cougars mishandling a kick, and we see one go in our favor to get a turnover here, and so that's good to see. Man, this has been quite a little momentum swing.
You'd like to see them run a little time off the clock. I don't know if that's possible with their ability. They're a quick strike.
Right.
And you got
Sean Williams.
Sean Williams is out wide. Matthew Cooper in the game.
And they're going to blow that one up. Going to lose yards on the play. That play really didn't stand a chance. Darbon Woods had quite a bit of penetration on that play. Going to bring up a second down and long.
15. Second down and 15 for Grant High School.
Chad, I might just leave Ahmad in and say, we'll find someone on defense.
Yeah.
All right, fans, help them out again. See what Illinois can do.
Dante Rubin and Keith McKinney, far side, going to throw the ball. Dante Rubin, that ball's going to fall incomplete.
That's another Cougar that we're waiting to step up.
That's tempted.
Seen a lot of drops. That ball hit his hands.
It did. That was a good ball. Engage took a shot on that play. Third down and long. Big third down.
This is where we're going to have to see some of those guys step up. And Chad, potentially we might not see Ahmad on this drive.
That ball is going to be complete, and I believe he's going to have enough for another Cougar first down. Sean Williams is having himself a game here tonight.
That was an incredible route, incredible catch. That's what we're talking about. These other Cougars stepping up. That's a great play by the senior.
Ahmad Sykes back in the game. They're going to give it to him, and we have that penetration again, and Ahmad's going to lose yardage on the play. Penetration on the interior of the Cougar offensive line.
58 is coming, just relentlessly. I might want to, try to draw him off side. He's just coming through almost untouched.
Gage looking to throw. Going to throw back shoulder, and that ball's going to go
pass attempt is
going to bring up a third down and long here for the Cougars. You know, I'd like to see them, and they have been, take advantage of some of this cushion that they have continued to give these Cougars receivers. And I tell you, Gage has made them pay.
Get them started, get the fans going.
He's throwing some good balls here tonight. Ahmad looking for a little room, looking for the outside, and he's just going to have to run out of bounds.
Pushed out of bounds.
The lateral pursuit of Darbone Woods was affected there, keeping him from getting
3-yard gain on the play. It's going to bring up fourth down and 12 for Grant.
Obviously, this is going to be 4-down territory.
We got a penalty out here.
See what the call is. Holding against Cougars, so that's going to back them up.
Now they will get another play. They'll repeat the down if they take it.
Looks like they are.
We did have a flag on the play.
Going to bring up 3rd down and long here for the Cougars.
Against the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat 3rd down.
We got 3rd down here.
Cougars are going to have trips up at the far side of the field. Gage looking to throw.
That was just
ball is overthrown,
Sean Williams
incomplete.
quite a bit on
Brings
that
up
play.
4th down.
He did have a
4th
step.
down for Grant.
The throw was way too early.
Yeah,
Chad.
it was too early.
You know, and that's, if you're going to try a shot like that, that's maybe where I'd like to see one get out there. And you know, he's not helping in the passing game in the backfield.
Ma does
make
have
some
good
noise. It appears
hands.
they're going to go for it. Help
I'd like
the
to
defense.
see him try to get that ball, get him outside somewhere and try to get him the ball where he's got a little bit of space.
You know, you'd hate to waste a drive after getting the possession back.
Gage is going to take off. He's still looking to throw. Always looking to throw, but he's going to be taken down. You kind of wonder, could he have gotten the first down there with his legs?
I don't think he'd have got it. He should have thrown one to the end zone and hoped for a catch.
Cougars unable to capitalize on that stolen possession. Going to have to turn this one over on downs and hope the Cougar defense can rise to the occasion here, get a stop, get a turnover with 9:26 left here before the half. Cougars down by 1, 15-14 to Darbone Woods on this warm September night in Farmerville. Darbone keeping it on the ground. Tackle there made by Keith
21,
McKinney.
Thorne Strickland with the carry.
Gonna have a Timberwolf down on the ground.
Picks up 8 yards on the play. He is down on the field.
We're gonna step away for just a moment while they tend to the injured Timberwolf, and we'll be right back here on 446 Sports in just a moment. Welcome back to Farmerville. Young man injured for the Timberwolves. Got him helped off the field. Big run after, he did have a big run. Nice tackle there by Keith McKinney coming over. Mr. Davis coming over and making a play. We'll run the ball, a counter play. Going to have enough for Timberwolf first down.
Marion
Matthew
State Bank
Cooper
first down.
in on the tackle.
First down, DWCS, first down.
Darbone in no hurry. This is their game to slow the game down, keep it on the ground. I don't recall them throwing a pass.
And Chad, the Cougars have had chances. You know, we bogged down here and then bogged down on this last drive. they've got to capitalize. You know, it's I don't know that we've seen a Cougar stop or turnover on downs yet.
For Dalton Albritton with the quarterback keeper.
D'Arbonne running straight ahead. They brought a little
Picks up
pressure
3
there
yards
with
on the
Matthew
play.
Cooper,
Second down and 7.
but they ran away from it.
Starting to see some fatigue there from the Cougars.
Hands on the hips a little bit. Like to see the offense come out a bit and give this defense a break. Nice hit there to finish that play off.
Ryder Dennis with the carry.
Jake Glass going to break up a 3rd down here for D'Arbonne.
It's going to make it
And the
3rd down
Cougar
and 3. 3rd down and 3 for the Timberwolves.
Cougars looking for a big stop here. You got to think the way D'Arbonne Woods is moving the ball, especially when they're on the Cougar side of the 50, it's probably going to be 4-down territory. Moving the ball effectively, running it. Quarterback's going to call his own number. He's going to get the 1st down and outrun everybody for another D'Arbonne Woods touchdown.
Timberwolves. Number 4 quarterback Dalton Albritton with the carry.
Number 4, the quarterback there for D'Arbonne Woods, who's we've yet to see throw the ball here tonight. But I tell you, when they're running it as effectively as they are, Mr. Albritton, long run there for the score on the quarterback keeper. Point after attempt is good.
Point after attempt is good.
So 7:10 left here in the half.
Number 26, Axel Garcia with
D'Arbonne
another
Woods up
extra
22-14 over the Cougars. We'll be back in just a moment to bring you the rest of the half here from Farmerville, Louisiana. Live coverage of Grant Cougar football right here on 446 Sports.
I forget to move it.
Yeah, it's muted. We are back here in Farmerville. Week 3 Thursday night football for the Grant Cougars. On the road playing the D'Arbonne Woods Timberwolves. Cougars are down by 8 after the long run from D'Arbonne Woods quarterback.
Grant recovers at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10.
D'Arbonne Woods continues to kick it on the ground.
And
but
continues to give the Cougars great field position.
Great
You know,
field
at some
position.
point, you know, some people call that being cute, Chad. You know, you saw it on film. You saw Montgomery use it well. You saw Buckeye use it well. Well, why can't we use it well? And then it's just, after a while, look, it's not going to go for us.
Well, you know, as explosive as the Cougar offense has been here tonight, I mean, you got to think that's going to come back and bite them. I don't know if that was a miscommunication between
down for Grant.
Gage and Dante Rubin out there on the outside.
He's one we're waiting to step up and see something good from.
Good-looking young man. I believe he's a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken. Going to run the ball with Ahmad Sykes. Ahmad's got some room. He's going to break a couple tackles, and I believe he's going to have a Cougar 1st down.
Ball here for Grant. Picks up a long 9.
No,
Just barely shy of the 1st down. 2nd down.
I would have thought the spot was, that was not a generous Cougar spot, but nevertheless, going to keep the ball on the ground again with Ahmad, and he's going to have enough for that Cougar 1st down,
First down,
on that
Grant.
play. Ball's going to be out about midfield. Ahmad running the ball well here tonight. So far, Gage has played well here tonight. Going to throw to the far side of the field, complete Sean Williams.
Pass attempt is complete.
That's one where you a little early whistle,
A
Chad.
little early, a little late earlier, a little early here because he was breaking that tackle.
We'll bring up second down for Grant, but not before we have an official hydration timeout. That's going to be a
6-minute hydration
Burns
timeout that
mechanical
we have
timeout.
here early in the season to keep these athletes hydrated. So we're going to take a break while they take a break and get a little bit of water, but stay right here with us on 446 Sports, coverage of Grant Cougar football. Welcome back to Farmerville. Cougars have got some water. The Timberwolves have got some water. And
We were talking about what a heck of a throw that was from Gage Husseini. I mean, that was from the far hash down here to the below the numbers.
complete to Sean Williams for a nice gain. Gage is going to roll out to throw. Going to have pressure in his face.
Is incomplete.
He had Keith McKinney open over there.
Third down.
Headed towards the boundary and overthrew him there a little bit. Going to bring up a third down and short here for the Cougars. I don't know about you, Coach, but I just got a feeling the way this offense has been operating. You know, they're one play away from a big one.
Absolutely. Big third down here.
All right, fans, make some noise.
Got flags on the play.
Make some
False
noise, third
start
down.
is going to be the call against the Cougars. So they're going to back this one up 5 yards and make this third down attempt even more difficult here for the Cougars. Third downs are difficult anyway. There's always a little bit of pressure there, but going to make it third and
Flag is against the offense.
8
5-yard
here for
penalty.
the
Replay the
Cougars as
down.
opposed to
Third
and
down.
3. That changes your play call there.
You know, I think you stick with it because you got to play for 4 downs here.
Fake to Ahmad Sykes. That ball's going to be picked.
Interception.
Oh,
Number 12, Bradley Thrash.
Garbon Woods
Takes it
jumped
all
the
the way
route,
for an Origin Bank touchdown.
jumps the slant route, and takes that one all the way to the house.
And you went to that well way too many times in that slant. They were waiting on it.
Yeah, this is a smart, well-coached team, and I mean they were. You try that a number of times, having success, and try to go to it again, and they got a jump on that route, and unfortunately it's 6 points going the other way. Low snap, they do get it down and get the kick away, but the kick is no good.
Point out attempt is no good.
5:40 here left in the half in Farmerville, Louisiana. The Darbon Wolves are up 28-14 over the Cougars. The scoreboard says 29, but the point was no good. It's 28 to 14. You know, I don't necessarily have a problem with the play there, Coach, just maybe not. We had success on it earlier. Perhaps maybe see a little bit something different. I mean, you got a well-coached, good football team here that are going to be.
Well, you know, we still would love to see, you know, Ahmad maybe come out and maybe run one of those routes.
Yeah. Ahmad standing back at the Cougar 8-yard line. I would fully expect Darbon Woods to keep it shorted on the ground again, as they've been doing all night long. But I could be wrong. They could try to kick one deep. Keep it on the ground, and Jake Glass is going to fall on that one. Give the Cougars good
Ball
field
recovered by
position.
Grant.
About the 44-yard line.
And I tell you what, Darbon Woods is welcoming Grant to stay in this football game,
Yeah.
especially with these onside kicks that just have not worked in any capacity.
So if we were to be looking for I mean, we've seen several positives. I know we're down a couple of scores here, but
You know, you got
those problems on special teams seem to be.
You can tell that they've emphasized it this week. You know, you guys still got some young linemen struggling against some of these bigger, more aggressive guys from Doorbone Woods, but Gage has really flipped it.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. False start against Cougars. And that makes, you know,
Against the offense.
that's difficult for your offense when you start
False
off
start against the offense.
behind
5-yard
the
penalty.
chain.
Replay the down.
Going to make a first
First
down.
and 15 for Grant.
15. High snap. Ahmad's got some room.
He's gone. They're
And
not going
he's
to catch
taking
him.
that one to the house. Nobody is going to catch Ahmad Sykes for another Grant Cougar touchdown. No flags on the play. And that's what I was talking about a while ago. That's what I was talking about earlier, Coach, is you just get a feeling that a big play is going to happen here tonight, and Ahmad definitely delivers. I might mention here tonight, Coach.
I'm having to also.
Coach is having to be the cameraman, so we're engrossed in calling the game and sometimes miss turning the camera to catch the score.
We apologize to Ahmad.
Apologize to Ahmad. We got
Flag on the play.
flags.
Offside.
Going to be offside
Against the defense.
against Doorbone Woods on the point after attempt.
Half the distance to the
And
goal.
Cougars appear to be.
Well, they're going to take a
calling
page
for
out of the
offense.
Doorbone Woods book.
Yeah.
They're doing offsides, and
Going to send the offense back out there and go for
Grant
two.
appears to be sending the offense out.
Going to go for two.
Let's get ready to make some noise for this defense, guys.
I get the
Make
call,
some
Coach.
noise.
well, now
But
I mean, you're
Let 'em
down.
know you're here.
You know,
Let 'em know you're
that
ready
missed
to
field
hold.
goal
Yeah.
kind of canceled out that 2-point conversion. There's not really a need for it.
They're going to keep the ball on the ground. Gage Hossein
Nothing.
is going to come up short.
The defense holds.
That's why you don't do that,
Is
Chad.
no good.
To me, with a kicker like we have, like Jaden Rivera, I mean, to me, that's an automatic point.
Because I mean, anything can happen. You could score quick again, and you're still down.
Yeah.
You know, whereas if you scored again, maybe on a fumble or an interception, turnover on downs, you can tie it.
Yeah.
You know, that missed field goal and the extra point earlier for Doorbone Woods, that was your break.
That was it.
You know,
5:25 left here before halftime. Cougars have closed within one score, down by 8 points to Doorbone. Doorbone, well, either team really. I know we've had a turnover, but turnover on downs. But Doorbone has yet to punt here tonight.
right? And so you want to keep it. Every opportunity to get a point, you want to take.
Yeah. I have a lot of confidence in our kicker. We've yet to see him kick a field goal here.
We might have should have seen him maybe try one earlier.
Yeah. But I know I was here on the field earlier when they were warming up. And not only is that young man accurate, he's got a leg. I mean, he can kick it. Jaden Rivera kicks that one high and short. And Doorbone Woods is going to fair catch
Doorbone
it
Woods.
at about the 30, 31,
At the
30-yard line.
30-yard
Now,
line. First
what
and
you'd like to
10
really
balls.
see is that ball to drop maybe about 5 yards, not get so high, so that can bounce around. You know, we've lucked out on a drop one, but every other one has been just a simple fair catch, and
Yeah.
they're going to fair catch it.
Sure. Thing about a football, Coach, it's not round. And so
Right.
when they hit the ground, there's no telling
Where it's
way
going to go.
First down and 10. So it's facing the Cougars from the ball at the Doorbone Woods 30-yard line. Gonna run straight ahead. He's gonna find a crease, jump over a pile on the ground.
On one,
pick
Ethan
up
Thrash.
Looks like about
6-yard gain on the play.
6 yards, 7 yards.
Brings up second down and 4 for the Timberwolves.
And coming up under 5 minutes here to play in this half, Chad, you took the opening kickoff. You desperately have to make a stop here.
Absolutely.
You can't go down 2 scores and then come out and kick them the ball and then potentially be down 3.
Yeah. D'Arbonne Woods, you know, you can see how they're playing. They're in no hurry. They want to keep the ball on the ground. Jake Glass coming up and making a play, going to bring up a big third down here for the Cougar defense.
Picks up a yard on the play.
If they can keep them on their side of the 50, you got to wonder if they can come up with a stop here on third down. I'm pretty sure they'll punt to the Cougars. I don't know that. It's going to be short yardage here.
All right, fans.
You don't want to give up a big play.
No.
You do not want to give up a big play.
Cougars looking to make a stand here on third down. They're going to keep it on the ground, and they're going to have enough for a first down.
Ryder Jennis with the Marion State Bank first down.
Matthew Cooper
First and 10
in on the
Timberwolves.
stop.
We're now under about 3:50 left to play in the second quarter, and Chad, don't give up the big play. Let them march down the field, run that clock down, and stop them from scoring.
So do you see a big and bend and don't break scenario here? Just don't give up the score because
Don't
the
give up the
clock's
big
running.
play.
They're not going to throw the football.
You know,
Got a big hole.
and that's exactly what you want, you know.
Tackle there made by
Number 1,
Brady
Ethan
Small.
Thrash with the carry. 5-yard gain on
As
the
much
play.
as they've been
Second
moving,
down.
you know, we're at 3:20, 3:19 counting. You know, they're running 2 plays a minute.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they're going to get this play in before we get under 3. So that's what I'm talking about, Chad. No big plays. Keep it in front of you. Tackle. You know, they might try to throw something down the field. I trust our cornerbacks maybe a little more. Something we hadn't seen.
Ball. That's a new look from D'Arbonne Woods. Going to stop short of the line of game, bring up third down. Clock winding now inside 3 minutes left
Small
in the
yards
half.
on the play.
And I'll ask our viewer,
Third
please
down.
forgive me. I'm watching the game. I'm trying to see everything happening.
Coach is in a difficult position here tonight.
I'm not used to it. My eyes are following the action.
Third down, clock winding under 2.5 minutes left in the half.
There's a pass.
And they're going to throw one, and they got a man behind.
That's what we just talked about.
Keith McKinney. Ball is out. Ball is going to fall,
Pass is
roll
complete
out
to
of
number
bounds.
1, Ethan Thrash.
And that's what we just talked about.
Fumble that rolled out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
You know, when on defense, when you've played a team who's played, you know, here we are with a little over 2 minutes left in the half, and they've
That's
never
gonna be
thrown the ball.
Marion State Bank, first
You know,
down.
That's
First and goal,
a little bit of a
Timberwolves.
mental error when you let them get behind you like that. Keith did run him down and force a fumble, but the fumble did go out of bounds. So D'Arbonne Woods retains possession here with 2 minutes, 15 seconds left, threatening to score again. They're going to run, big hit.
Number 1, Thrash, Matt.
I didn't quite
Inside
get the
the
number
5-yard
of the
line, picks
Cougar
up
that
2
made
on
the
the play.
hit, but that was a big hit. But you know what I've noticed here, Coach, is D'Arbonne, they're falling forward.
Picks up 1 on the play.
You may have a nice
Brings up
hit.
second down and goal
but
from
they're
the
falling
4-yard
forward.
line for the
I
Timberwolves.
haven't seen a whole lot of. In fact, I don't know that we've seen any negative
Going to call
plays
a
here.
timeout. That's
have
going to be a
timeout on
Burns
the
Mechanical
field.
timeout. This time we want to let you know that the second quarter
Timeout on the
sponsor,
field,
Reed
but I just
Lumber,
watched 6 seconds
servicing
run
all
off
of your
the
lumber
clock.
and building
About
needs.
10, I
We
think.
are a family-owned and
seconds.
operated business.
So we do have
Servicing North
timeout here on
Louisiana
the field.
and parts of
Kids
South
are getting a little
Arkansas.
bit of water.
We also
You
offer
know,
delivery to make your project that much easier.
We were talking a little
Visit
bit
us
earlier
in
about
Farmerville
not
today.
let them get behind you. That was actually playing to the Cougars' favor. Just them methodically running the ball because the clock becomes the enemy. But then you have that big play.
Well, we
down
talked
the
about
field.
that. I said, keep everything in front of you.
Yeah, those were your exact words, Coach. Keep it in front of you.
That they don't pass. I'm sure they work on it in
Let's
practice.
hear it up. Let's give it up for that
That's the moment where they're going to
offensive
try
line.
one.
Student section, we don't hear you.
Second down and goal here for Darbone.
Looks like he's going to get
Hand
in.
the ball straight ahead. Big hit's going to be made by the Cougars.
Stop just shy
Jake
of the
Glass
goal
making
line.
the hit.
It's going to bring
Ball
up third
carrier
down
falls forward. Third down
and
and
goal
goal.
from inside
Inside
the
the
1 yard
one.
line.
Clock running, getting close to a minute.
You know, you like to see the play clock, and, you know, there's been some long huddles.
Yeah, the play clock doesn't appear to be working here. Quarterback's going to call his own number, and he's going to be hit right at the goal line.
And that's a heck of a play there by
He is gonna
Matthew
be
Cooper.
down. Matthew Cooper initially making contact. Keith McKinney coming in to clean it up is going to bring up a fourth down and goal. Now
Appears to be stopped shy of the
this is
goal
going to
line.
be a huge down for the Cougars because Darbone Woods gets the ball to open the second half. So
Fourth down and goal from
hoping to see
inches
these
outside the
Cougars
goal line.
rise to the occasion. Thus far,
Fans,
this
let that offensive line
Darbone
know
Woods
that you're here to
offensive
support
line
them.
has really been
Let
controlling
them know we're at home. We're here to see
the
that
line of
offensive
scrimmage.
third.
Darbone Woods crowd getting a little bit loud. They're quarterback's gonna keep it himself and just stick his head in there behind that big offensive line and get in the end zone here in the final seconds here of the second quarter.
The positives on that drive, Chad, is the Cougars are starting to stop the run a little better. I mean, you know, they had it took them 4 plays to get 5 yards. It took them, several plays down there to get over there. Just a big pass that, you got to be present and accounted for.
Bad snap. Darbone Woods holder is trying to get the ball. He's still running. We got flags coming in here late.
You're going to have personal fouls.
I think we're going to
multiple blindside blocks.
Point after attempt is no good. We do have a flag on the play.
You know, the kids, celebrating. That's not something you want to see in the game or should celebrate.
No,
I mean, we're at a point now where that's legal.
Right. Officials talking it over, but just from the eye test, it looks like there's going to be some personal foul here for blindside blocks. I know I saw a couple of them. See the officials walking over to the Cougar sideline, motioning for Coach Felton. The point after attempt was no good after the bad snap. The placeholder just had to pick it up and try to make something out of it. Cougar pursuit was very good, but what we saw were a couple of blindside blocks, had flags on the play.
Well, we saw a couple of blindside blocks that were, very evident and intentional.
Yeah.
We know that's been legislated out of the game. You hate to see that. Somebody could get hurt.
18 seconds here left before halftime. Officials over there talking with Coach Felton to likely see how he wants this penalty. Personal foul is declined. So I assume the call would have been backed it up and gave him another try.
Well, correct.
For him
because
to decline.
it wasn't a missed PAT or a made PAT, or it didn't happen on the touchdown. It was either back him up and they try again, or just,
Coach doesn't want to give him another opportunity. 18 seconds here left before the half. The Cougars down after that Darbone Woods score by 2 scores, down by 14, 34-20. 18 seconds left. That's not a lot of time to work with here, Coach, but we do know the Cougars are capable of executing a big play.
Axel Garcia will get ready to kick.
We would expect, as we've seen all night long, no, they're going to kick it deep, and that ball is going to be fielded at about the 18-yard line. by Dante Rubin. He's going to get knocked out of bounds up about the 38, where the Cougar offense
Grant,
will take
ball
over
player is
with
pushed out of bounds.
13 seconds left in the half.
Inside the
How many
45-yard line,
plays
it'll
do you
be
think
first
they
and
got
10
there,
for
Coach?
Grant with
Couple
13
plays?
seconds remaining in the half.
I'd like to know how many timeouts he's got, but at least 2 if he can get something down. And
I think I don't recall.
Fans, let's make some noise.
Coach
Give that
Felton
defense some
calling
help
any
for 13
timeouts.
seconds.
He could have called one, but I think he's got at least 2 timeouts in the bag here with 13 seconds left. We know the Cougars are capable of executing a big play down the field, and Darbone Woods is going to call timeout and talk about it here for just a minute. What would you like to see here, Coach?
That's going to be a Burns Mechanical timeout.
You know, maybe again, I'd like, you know, even right here, I'd like to see maybe Ahmad out wide and throw him a screen and let him go make a play. You know, you're not going to throw the ball down the field. They're going to be playing prevent. You're probably not going to have the time to throw the ball down the field. But get him out in space with a couple blockers. You know, he makes one man miss. As we saw on both his touchdown runs. If there's a crease, he is gone.
He's gone.
And, you know, I don't trust any one of these defensive backs from Darbone Woods to be able to match him. But you've got to get him out in space.
See, Ahmad is lined up in the backfield. 13 seconds left here before the half. Cougars down 34-20. High snap. Gaze gets it down, just hands it to Ahmad. He's looking for the corner to get some speed. That was a good tackle, but we do have a flag on the play.
You know, that was clear. He fell to the ground. The ball popped out. You know,
definitely he was down before the ball came out. Curious to see what this flag is. If it looks like it could be holding against the Cougars.
Well, they're going to get Sean Williams for a
That's going to be Darbone Woods football.
They're saying it's a turnover. Holding against the Cougars decline. That was pretty obvious to me, Coach, that ball was.
I mean, he fell to the ground and the ball came out. That's
Nevertheless, 3 seconds left on the clock. It's ruled a fumble. And Darbone Woods football.
You know, that's tough to overcome. You know, you can only play the team in front of you. It's tough to overcome all the additional things that happen.
You see Ahmad Sykes standing deep. Keith McKinney, Sean Williams. No, I'm sorry, that's not Sean Williams on the far side of the field. Gonna run a reverse. Clock is gonna run out. Good tackle over there. Mr. Davis, I believe, who made that.
Yes, sir.
First down. That's going to be the
And with
end
that,
of your
that's
first
going to
half.
bring the first half to an end. Cougars down 34-20, down by 2 scores here. I got to tell you, Coach, I mean, the Cougars can play with these guys. Had a few errors, a few, you know,
Fans, at this time, we're going to have a special presentation from your.
Well, we had a perfect view of it, though. I mean,
it was right in front of us.
He slammed the ball to the ground, the ball bopped
As
out.
they prepare to take
You know,
midfield, let's give them a big hand of applause.
So
that's one that
it does rob the Cougars of a scoring
at least an opportunity. Again, we still haven't seen anything, maybe perhaps say different on offense, except for, you know, Gage being able to throw the ball around. But it's offensively very similar to last week, just executing better.
Yeah.
Defensively, I think that last drive they started to get it going. I mean, you think about this.
Yeah.
14 points should be off the board.
Yeah.
The pick 6.
Yeah.
And then just the complete lapse there at the end on the big pass play down at the 5. Without those 2 plays, this is either a 1 or a tied ball game.
And so, you know, it's closer, in my opinion, than the scoreboard is revealing. Well, that's the end of the first half. Cougars are down 34-20 up here in Farmerville, Louisiana, taking on the Darbone Woods Timberwolves. So we're going to take a break, too, while the Cougars take a break. We'll be back here for the second half right here on 446 Sports. All right, welcome back to Farmerville, Louisiana. Week number 3, Grant Cougars have been on the road here the first time in the season, and I tell you, the scoreboard coach is showing 34-20, but
It's been a much closer ball game than that.
it really has. I mean, we can look back at a couple of plays here.
We can go back down here to the second drive, kind of stalled out at the 20. We get the onside. Well, we get the botch fair catch on the pooch kick. We don't really convert. Moving the ball again. There's a pick 6. Then right there at the end, we kind of fall asleep defensively.
Yeah.
The big pass. Other than that, this has not been a recreation, except for maybe the score of last year's game.
Right.
The Cougars are in it.
Oh, absolutely, they're in it. We've seen the explosive nature of the Cougar offense, the ability of Ahmad Sykes to break off a big run. Gage has been take the interception out. Gage has been throwing the ball really well, very decisive, driving the football, especially on those outside hash throws that are difficult. He's targeted Keith McKinney and Sean Williams, who've caught the ball well. So they're absolutely not out of this game, even though they're down by 2 scores. I would like to see Cougar defense is going to be on the field first here to open this half.
Well, we like to think that, but
but I would love to see. I love to see him get Ahmad the ball in space in some way. Because he is obviously
the few times he's gotten some space have been
gone.
Huge plays.
Yeah, he's gone.
Like we said earlier, I don't think Adorable Woods is anybody that can catch him or contend with him. But if he can't get out of the line of scrimmage, that's the only way you're going to be able to ball him up.
Cougars are playing tonight. Got a couple of senior offensive linemen that are out in concussion protocol. Dante Pennington,
Caleb Furman. We hope that they'll be back sooner rather than later.
Right. Miles Futrell dealing with a little bit of a rib injury. He really wanted to play tonight, but Coach Felton had to tell him, no, look, the doctor said you couldn't go. And so he's recovering.
With where we're at in the game and what we've seen so far, you really would kind of like to see an onside kick here.
Yeah.
Defensively, although you've gotten a lot better at it, you haven't stopped them yet.
They did. You could tell they kind of slowed down that run a little bit. You didn't see the big chunk runs like they got early in the game. Here we go with a swing of the leg. Going to keep it on the ground. That ball is a live ball.
That was a great kick.
Great kick by Jaden.
The ball just didn't bounce their way.
Woods appears to remain.
Norman Woods falls on it after the kick from Jaden Rivera.
But Chad, that was perfect. That was a perfect onside kick. It bounced. It was funny. He couldn't handle it. Unfortunately, it didn't go left or right. It went straight down.
It did. That's the thing about the football again, right?
You've got to have a stop here.
Yeah, desperately need a stop. I shouldn't say desperately, but we really do need to get one and get a stop, or perhaps even steal a possession here with a turnover and get the ball back in the hands of the Cougar offense. Narbonne Wood's going to run it straight ahead. That was Jaden Moore on the tackle, but not after a pickup of about
6-yard gain on the play.
6 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 4. Nice aggressive tackle there by Jaden Moore. Cougars have got some people moving around here. Defense looks a little bit different than what we've seen the first 2 weeks of the season. Timberwolves quarterback's just going to call his own number. He's got a first down and more. We do have flags on the play. Looks like in the neighborhood of holding out there by the wide receiver.
I'll be honest, I didn't see it holding on the receiver.
I didn't either, but just worried.
We'll take it.
Yeah. Yep, that's indeed the call. Going
Holding
back that
against
one
the
up.
offense.
10 yards.
It's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay the down.
You know, like I said before on our broadcast, holding is a perspective, and everyone's got a different one.
Everyone's got a different one. And I'm a firm believer, holding never happens on the offensive line. Of course, that's a joke to our viewers. Offensive linemen never hold.
We'll have to replay that one from the spot of the foul. And again, the Cougars still struggling to stop the run. You know, there's just, it feels like there's 100 of those running backs coming out of the backfield from any which way.
Yeah. Gonna run that one straight ahead. Enough to pick up
Number 6, Ryder Jennings. 5-yard gain on the play. Gets the Marion State Bank first down.
Mr. Cooper again on the stop. Again, D'Arbonne Woods opening this half, doing what they've done the entire game, control the line of scrimmage, keep the ball on the ground. And just watch that play clock wind. Trying to run near side of the field. Ball carrier is going to be forced out of bounds.
Number 1,
about
Ethan
the
Thrash.
33-yard line.
Carry, 9-yard
You know,
gain
this
on the
type
play.
of play,
Second down.
Coach, it really plays to the advantage.
Fans want to remind you
This
that the
game
concession stand
plays to the
still has
advantage of
plenty
the team,
of food and
which
cold
is them
drinks.
in the lead.
Please make sure to go over there and
Just,
support the powerlifting
you know,
team.
keep that clock
They're
winding.
built to play
100% of the
ahead.
proceeds from
You know, that's
today's
why we
sales
talked
will
about
be
you got to make every offensive
going to
possession
the
count.
powerlifting team.
Quarterback keeping the ball, looking for room to run. We've had 3 or 4 Cougars there missing. We do get him on the ground, but it's not after
Dalton
First down
Bob
again.
Albritton
First down.
with the Marion State Bank first down.
You notice a lot here with this Timberwolf offensive line. I mean, they are really controlling the line of scrimmage. Even when we do make contact, you know, it's 2 or 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. Same play over the left side. Braden Sloan over there in on the tackle.
You know, I've noticed a few times so far this drive, the offensive line, you know, the defensive line for Grant, obviously submarine and trying to clog the middle. They've just started shoving them down and climbing to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, it might be time to switch that up. That concept.
You know, they definitely do have, probably with the exception of
Second down and 8.
Jake Glass, they do have the size advantage, obviously, here over the Cougar front. Again, with push, plenty of room to run straight up the middle. Going to be down near the line to gain. Probably going to be a little bit
Very
short.
close to
It's
the
almost as that
first down.
submarine technique now is just,
It's going to be third down and short.
it's gone by the wayside.
Third down and short.
They're starting to run the ball, you know, between
Yeah.
the tackles here, which is why you
Right
did it in
fans,
the
let's get
first
up for the
place to
offensive
stop
line. We
them.
need that push again.
Third down and short here for D'Arbonne Woods. Cougar defense really need to make a stop. Come up with the ball down by 2 scores here with 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Jake Glass got his hands on him. Matthew Cooper there on the pursuit. Sean Williams there in on the tackle.
No gain on the play.
And
So
that's
we'll
going to
bring
bring
fourth
up
down.
a fourth down.
Fourth down and short for the
Huge
Timberwolves.
play here for the Cougar defense.
I don't know if you heard our home announcer here. Must have had a chili dog calling the game. This is big, Chad. This is one of those plays of the game type situations.
Big play. Cougars desperately needing to get D'Arbonne off the field. Running back's going to fall forward right at the line to gain.
Brought down really close to the line of scrimmage. Let's see where they mark it at.
They are giving them the first down here, giving them the first down yardage. The head referee.
First down, Timberwolves. That's the Marion State Bank first down.
crew over there on the sticks to move the chain. You know, that's got to be a good punch to some of these defenders to be that close.
Well, you know, Coach Felton wanting a measurement, and I think he's entitled to one.
I do too. Cougars play that one well, but you know, that was one of those plays. It looked like he was stopped, he spun and reached forward.
2 yard gain on the play.
Looked like the whistle might have come a little bit later, but I'll see where they spot the ball here. Short gain on the carry.
I think they stopped him, Chad, you know, just from where the ball was spotted and the down marker was, and we just
didn't get a measurement.
We refused to measure. Maybe he has an appointment tonight.
2nd down and 9. Missed tackle. And again, Cougars had him a couple of opportunities to get him on the ground. He squirts out the backside of it.
1 yard line.
And Darbone's going to be set up
Anyways, that's a big Marion State Bank first down.
Right at the goal line. You know, you're seeing a lot of when we do have a scrum, what appears to be a stop there. Darbone's offensive line coming in there and really getting a push. Darbone in for the score here with
that's an Origin Bank touchdown.
Midway through the 3rd quarter, they chewed up half the quarter on that scoring drive.
You know, it's just a tough break for the Cougars. I felt like we stopped them down here in the red zone. You know, the ball doesn't lie, and where the ball was spotted and where the sticks were, we felt we stopped them. You know, you can't fault the
Cougars.
Flag on the play.
Going to be offsides against the Cougars. Ahmad Sykes coming in trying to get a block.
Can be half the distance to the goal.
They're going to move the ball ahead a little bit, and Darbone's going to send their offense back out there to go for 2.
And Coach, I didn't think he was offsides either. You know, it's just
looked like he got a good run at it.
Darbone Woods is sending out the.
Sometimes they say you're a better athlete than what people can keep up with.
Right.
You know, in the eyes. You know, that quick twitch, jump off the line. You know, to the uninformed observer, it kind of does look like offsides.
Quarterback's going to go straight ahead behind that push from the offensive line, and the 2-point conversion is good. So with halfway through the 3rd quarter here, Darbone Woods has opened up a 3-score lead over the Cougars.
That's going to be
42-20, and that's going to bring us to the mandatory hydration timeout. And so we're going to take a break, and we're going to come right back here to Farmerville, Louisiana, week number 3. Grant Cougars on the road against the Darbone Woods Timberwolves. Stay with us here on 446 Sports.
And dedication to our residents, employees, and to the communities we serve.
Welcome back to Farmerville, Louisiana. Cougars are in a bit of a hole here, 42-20, behind the Timberwolves of Darbone Woods. This will be the first Cougar possession of the 3rd quarter. Last drive from the Timberwolves ate up half the 3rd quarter. Just methodical, getting in behind that big offensive line and just running the ball 3 or 4 or 5 yards at a time and marching it down and getting the score. Looking for the Cougar offense to get an opportunity to narrow this Timberwolf lead. 3 Cougar receivers standing deep back at the 15-yard line. They're going to kick it low. And that ball's going to go out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Cougar offense will come out and take over at the 35. Now we know we've got the ability
To score in a hurry.
And that's definitely what they need to do. I know we've said it all night long, but I believe if we can get the ball to number 1 in space, good things will happen. 1st and 10, Gage Hosseini steering the Cougar offense.
Pass attempt is incomplete.
Ball is going to fall
Second
incomplete.
down.
Pass was intended for the tight end, Jaden Moore.
You know, Moore's got to get his head around, but that was way too early for Hosseini. If he just, a couple more steps.
You know, you like that. You like the fact that he's decisive and let the ball rip, but that kind of route there, you need to hold it just a little bit. Gage is going to throw to the far hash. Ball's going to be caught by Dante Rubin up at about the 41-yard line. Big completion over there. That's another one of those far hash balls. He
Still going to bring up third
threw
down
from
and
one
4.
hash to the other.
3rd down and 4 for Grant High School.
Gage Hosseini in the shotgun. High snap, going to give it to Ahmad Sykes. He's looking for a little room, trying to find a hole. He's got enough for a first down and going to get that ball out across midfield
Grant does
into
pick up a
Timberwolf
first
territory. Nice run by Ahmad. Breaking tackles.
And we're still
using
seeing
speed.
Seeing some, a few times tonight, some high snaps.
You know, that split second will make all the difference in the world. When the quarterback can get the ball in his hand. Going to give it to Ahmad again. He's dancing around looking for some room. He's finding some room, and he's going to get down. We got a flag on the play. Looks like in the neighborhood going to be holding on one of the Cougar wide receivers and going to bring
Got a flag on the play.
Nice run by Ahmad back.
Holding against the offense.
Man, those
Taking our
are
penalty
tough.
from the spot of foul.
They're tougher,
Replay.
when they're not really there.
Yeah.
Chad. It's hard to correct something, you didn't do. I thought that was, it goes back to when Darbaugh and Woods called it on them earlier.
Yeah.
Those are good blocks by receivers out in space.
I
Both
thought so as
sides.
well.
It's just tough.
Gage is going to cut one loose. Sean Williams. Ball hit him in the hands. Going to fall incomplete.
Pass
Bring up a
attempt
second down
is
and 11.
incomplete. Broken up by number 12, Bradley Thrash.
Well, you can really see the acceleration like on that play that these Cougar athletes have got. I mean, his burst to close on that ball, unfortunately, it fell incomplete. Bad snap over the head of Gage Hosseini. Got a pile for the ball. Looks like Darbone Woods is going to fall on it.
Fumble on the play. Darko Woods recovers the back snap.
That's exactly what the Cougars did
First
not
and 10
need to happen.
Timberwolves.
And we just talked about that, Chad. You can't play in the fire that long without getting burned, and you saw them starting to get progressive a little higher and higher through the night. And that's just another, and that's kind of where the ball kind of starts rolling downhill. And now it's about finishing the game, finishing strong, trying to find something productive.
We're running down. We're about 4 minutes 4.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Cougar defense is back out on the field. They haven't stopped this running game, and they're going to look to throw, and that ball's up for grabs. Going to bounce off the hands of Keith McKinney.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to watch the game. There's usually 3 of us.
There's usually 3 of us. You don't ever see us. You just hear our voice, and we usually have a cameraman. It's just Coach and I up here tonight. And
Drove all the way to Farmerville. I'd like to see the little offensive pass interference on there. It looked like we were going to have an interception.
There was that pass play again.
And look, he wasn't open.
No.
But that might be their only passing concept.
The ball is on the ground. Darbone Woods is just going to fall on it.
That snap on the play recovered by number 6, Ryder Jennings. Lost some yards on the play. Brings up 3rd down and long for the Timberwolves.
Cougars really need to get off the Cougar defense really needs to get off the field here. They're in a good position here to do that, especially after the turnover. Cougars are behind in the turnover margin. Interception early in the game, and the bad snap leading to the ball on the ground just a moment ago. Going to hand the ball off straight ahead. Cougars play that one well. Going to bring up a 4th
6, Ryder Jennings with the carry.
I hear the coaches calling for punt. That's their first
down for the Timberwolves.
First
stop.
Punt. Yeah, first punt here of the night for Darbone with 3:25 left here in the third quarter. So the Cougar defense comes up with a stop. Keith McKinney back deep to receive the punt. He'll be standing back inside the Cougar 15-yard line. Darbone Wood gets a low kick away. Keith's going to get away from that one and just let it roll dead just across the 10 and 11-yard line where the Cougar offense will take over. 2 minutes, 51 seconds left here in the third quarter. Cougars down
It's going to be
by
first
3
and 10
scores,
for Grant.
42-20. Coach, we watched the offense. They've moved the ball.
You can kind of see the youngness of Gage.
Yeah.
A
Couple of timing issues there on some of the throws.
Some throws. Just they're sitting in some good pressure. But you've also seen a lot of positive things that you like out of a sophomore quarterback.
Absolutely.
Guys, just bear with me while Coach tries to.
Cougar offense, 1st and 10. High snap again. Ball is on the ground. Officials are
Bad
signaling it remains
Grant does appear to
in
recover.
Cougars' possession. Looks like the Cougars are going
Bring
to
up
be making
second
a
down and long.
change
Second
here.
down and long for the
It's
Grant
center.
High School.
That's 2 bad snaps in a row. One of them resulted in a turnover, and they were fortunate not to have one that play. Second down, and looks like about 19. Better snap. Gage gets the ball complete. Sean Williams has got some room. He's looking for the sideline. Breaks one tackle. He's still going down in Darbone Woods territory, and he's going to fall down at the 20-yard line. Huge play from the Cougar offense.
And Chad, that's what we talked about all
Gain
night.
on the play.
This wide receiving core, it's just flat out better
First down,
athletes.
Grant.
They've just got to be able to get them the ball.
Got to get them the football. We did see Cougars made a change at center, and we saw a good snap coming back.
And back to your point, that split second,
Yeah.
it makes all the world.
Going to throw complete, going to have a flag.
Flag on the play.
Looks like it's going to be in the neighborhood.
Touchdown,
holding.
Grant. We do have a flag.
Official is signaling touchdown. I'm curious to see what the flag is.
It looks like it's going to be on.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. That penalty is
Personal foul, roughing
declined.
the passer.
And Keith
Coach
McKinney has scored a touchdown.
McKinney
Touchdown,
has a
Grant.
receiving touchdown.
That's going to be an Orange and Bank touchdown.
Wow, what a turn of events here.
Chad, I think you can take that penalty on the kickoff, if I'm not mistaken, before you just, flat out decline it.
Right. This is quite a turn of events. I tell you, Coach, my eyes were on the flag. It appeared that the ball looks like it might have been batted around a little bit, just looking at it out of my peripheral.
On a scoring play, personal foul, you can take it here, but you would never take it on the extra point. But you should be able to take it on the kickoff.
Yeah, and that may be indeed what
Coach Felton went out there. But Keith McKinney, on a play that we thought was stopped.
I thought it was dead, over.
A little life from the Cougars.
And the point after it, that is his first miss on an extra point. Now the snap was a little high.
Fans, we do have
We've got a
special notice from
new
the DJ.
holder here tonight. Ahmad
She said
Sykes
if y'all don't get to dancing to the music,
standing
she's
in
not gonna play
Miles
music.
Futrell's place as the holder on the
Actually,
point
the
after
computer went
attempt.
down, having technical
The high was
difficulties.
a little snap. Some of the timing might have been off a little bit on
Get him
that.
started, cheerleaders.
We've got a lot of pressure
Yeah.
on those. But Chad, that play was started by number 3 there.
Sean Williams, what a play that was. We've seen some good plays, but if we're looking, of course, we still got another quarter of football here. If we're looking for a Southern Air Cool play of the game, that was cool.
That was a heck of an effort for that young man. Only a sophomore. Again, we talk so much about,
the Cougars are young.
And we talked about that on the coaches show. And,
Yeah.
and this is part of program building.
Yeah.
And I would love to have, when I coach here, to have a Sean Williams or a Ahmad Sykes, but those guys, they come around and get developed as the program gets better and better.
Cougars, minute and 43 seconds left here in the
Takes the
third
ball,
quarter.
takes possession at
Cougars
the
have cut
first and
into
10 at the
the
35-yard
Timberwolf
line.
lead, down 42-26 here late in the third quarter. Cougars kick it on the ground, hoping to get another turnover on special teams.
And this is a true battle, Chad, of athleticism versus size.
Yeah.
The Cougars maybe not as experienced in terms of their big guys. Some of their more guys like Deontay Pennington, Caleb Furman, those seniors being out, they're having to rely on their athletes to make plays. Whereas Dorborn Woods, just a lot of experience, a lot of size.
Disciplined, well coached, big offensive line. It's really as far as the Cougar defense is concerned, Dorborn Woods is controlled.
And then a lot of those guys, they go play defensive line.
Gain. Brings up second down.
But like we've said, Grant can make a stop, get a turnover here. Those athletes that they have out at the skill position can take this game over.
And we've seen the explosiveness of the offense. Second down and 5 from their own 39-yard line. Quarterback's going to call his number again, and the Cougars play that one well. Matthew Cooper, of all people, over there on the stop, going to bring up third down and about 4. Picked up about a yard on that quarterback keeper.
And Chad, maybe I'd like to see something different here on this third down. Maybe not submarine, catch them off guard a little bit, because they're slamming and climbing the front offensive linemen.
Third down and 4. This would be a big stop here for the Cougars if they can get one. Dorborn Woods is going to come out to throw. This flag pass is complete
to Ducky,
for a first down.
That's probably good. That's in the territory of a hold.
I see
on the offensive line.
Yeah, I see the frustration on the quarterback. That is what it is. Going to be holding against the Timberwolves. They're going to back that up 10 yards and play.
Holding against the offense.
Third down again.
And your penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay the down.
And Chad, when it was 42-20 and the bad snap, that was a turnover, you wanted to see the Cougars finish and keep playing tough. They've responded.
Oh, absolutely they have.
But, defensive stop, big drive coming down to score. Now they've got a position now where they can make a play.
Cougars down 17 seconds left here in the third quarter. D'Arbonne Woods not in a hurry here. Cougars down 42-26. Looking to throw. Jake Glass applying some pressure. Pass is going to be complete to the tight end.
Jericho Atkins.
And that's going to bring the third quarter to an end. Tackle there made by Braden Sloan. And that's going to bring up a fourth down situation here for D'Arbonne Woods.
Fourth and 5. I mean,
in their own territory.
If you do not get it,
Cougars
you're
are
welcome.
set up.
You're welcoming the Cougars right back into this ball game.
I think I may hear the D'Arbonne coaching staff yelling for the punting unit.
At the end of that play, that ended your third quarter. Once again, your third quarter sponsor,
Third
Arbor Lake.
quarter
At Arbor
has
Lake,
come
our
to
mission
an
is to
end,
provide the
and
highest
we are
quality of care and services
getting ready to
to the
enter
residents
into
of
the
our
final
communities,
chapter of
to be
week number
committed to
3,
excellence
D'Arbonne
and
Woods
leadership through
against
fostering a
your
culture
Grant
of continuous
Cougars.
improvement, respect, and dedication
Seems
to
the
our
Cougars
residents,
have a little bit of
employees,
momentum
and to the communities
going
we
here,
serve.
being down 42-26 to the Timberwolves. Timberwolves are going to be punting here on fourth down.
Chad, you're up. Let me do some math real quick. 16. That's 2 scores and 2 2-point conversions. You know,
You come back. You start to, when you start adding those things up, you think about that.
and that's why you don't want to give them the ball here in a short field.
Yeah.
And now you're down.
Good
Good punt.
High punt takes the D'Arbonne Woods bounce. And that's where the Cougar
Grant will
offense will
take over first and 10
at their own
at
23-yard
the
line.
23-yard line.
You know, if we can bar any mistakes here, any high snaps or things of that nature, the Cougars definitely have
that's
the
where-
offense to get back in this game.
And this is where the extra points come into play too. Earlier, if you had kicked the extra point there, not take away the miss there, that's 2 points. Now you're just 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
We stress that so much. I think we said it earlier, every single point matters in this game.
Gage Husseini leading the Cougar offense back out on the field. Going to keep it on the ground with Ahmad Sykes. He's going to break one tackle, looking for the sideline, looking for some room, staying in bounds, and going to get a good first down run over on the far sideline. Looks like he's going to pick up about 7 yards on that carry.
Grant picks
You
up
can
6 on the
see-
play.
And you'd like to see the offensive
Second down
line
and
kind of
4.
rally into that ball.
Yeah.
But he's just so talented, Chad. And I think, as we're watching this game, that's the best player on the field for either side.
Absolutely. Gage going to throw near side to Keith McKinney. Keith's going to make a one-man miss, and he's going to have enough for a Cougar first
is
down
complete.
out across the 35-yard line up to about the
Brought
37.
down by number 1.
Keith McKinney
Thrash,
showing
they do
his
get a
athletic
first down.
ability, catching the ball and making a man miss.
I'd like to see a better block from 82, but he might have been hesitant with all these holding calls. Too.
First and 10, trips near side. Gage Hosseini cutting one loose. Looks like the
Pass attempt is
defensive back
incomplete.
receiver got their feet tangled up. That ball's going to fall incomplete, bring up second down and 10 for the Cougars. I don't know that he'd have caught that ball. That ball was a little bit overthrown.
Stop the clock!
That's athletic director Ashton Mercer.
Trips near side, short side, high snap.
Brought down in the backfield by number 77,
We're seeing
Marshall
that
Reiser,
penetration.
and number 60,
Got
Narcy
a flag
Vallejo.
on the play. Madden Blaylock of the Cougars lost his helmet.
Loss of yards on the play. He's going to bring up.
We'll see what the call
We do have a
is
flag on the play.
field. It'll be a personal foul against the Timberwolves. The fact that Madden Blaylock's helmet ended up on the ground, he didn't indicate what kind of personal foul, but
We'll leave it to your imagination.
yeah,
You can always rewind the stream on 446 Sports
that's right.
here on YouTube.
Cougars catch a break on that one. Get the ball out across midfield into Timberwolf territory.
Flag was against Darbo Woods. That's going to give Grant a first down. 1st and 10, Grant.
Seeing 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen for the Cougars. Gage Hosseini got time to set and throw. And he's going to throw one up, giving his receiver an opportunity to make a play on that one. And that
Pass
ball's gonna
attempt
fall.
is incomplete.
Incomplete.
2nd down.
I tell you, you
like to see a pass interference on that one.
Yeah. Cougars don't get the call there. Gage is not afraid to throw the football.
And that was a beautiful ball.
High snap. Ball is on the ground.
Fumble on the play. They
covered
do
up.
recover the ball.
Man, when that Timberwolf pressure comes right up the middle, it comes quickly. You'd like to see that snap get down a little bit, that split second from the time it takes Gage to leave his
It's going to bring
feet.
up 3rd and long for Grant. 3rd
Catch
and
the
long.
high snap and then get it to Ahmad. It really hurts that play development. 3rd and long here for the Cougars.
CSG go Darbo's. Let's go. Come on out. CSG
Gage is going to turn one loose to Dante Rubin.
Pass attempt
That was
is
gonna go
incomplete. 4th down.
Behind him a bit, and so it's going to bring up 4th down. And with 9:55 left here in the final quarter, it looks like the Cougar offense is staying on the field, down 2 scores here to Darbone Woods. That's a long 4th down there, Coach.
And this is a play I want to put the ball in Ahmad Sykes' hand in some form or fashion. You know,
We haven't seen him out of the
4th down,
backfield
fans.
yet.
Let's make some noise.
High snap. Gonna throw it out to Ahmad Sykes. He's looking for some room. Gonna be knocked out of bounds near the
Pushed
40-yard
down
line.
bounds short of the 1st down marker.
and that's what we've been looking for all season, Coach.
1st and 10 Timberwolves.
You know, we waited till we were 4th and 20, but that's something that you want to see more of.
This is your time to shine. I need y'all to get the crowd starting to
Cougars
dance.
turn the ball over on downs. Really sort of an impossible situation, but we did see him get the ball to Ahmad out of the backfield. And he had a big game, just wasn't enough for a first down. 9:46 left here in the ball game. Cougars down 42-26 on the road in Farmerville. Darbone Woods doing what they've been doing all night long.
Look at Jake Glass, the defensive end.
With the carry,
Glass.
picks up a big Marion State
2
Bank
missed
first
tackles
down.
with the big defensive
Ball is
end,
brought
Jake
down
Glass.
inside the
Runs him
15-yard
down
line.
from behind. Makes a touchdown saving tackle.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line.
1st and 10, Darbone Woods.
First and goal from the 10.
You know, I might be the worst cameraman.
Coach, you're doing better than me, because I can tell you if that were my responsibility.
We're on top of the roof of the press box.
Yes, we are.
It's shaky. There's this giant tripod. We're trying to keep our footing about us.
1st and goal, Darbone Woods. Quarterback's going to keep it himself. Matthew Cooper, Braden Sloan bring him down after a minimal
with the carry.
gain. 2nd down.
1 yard
goal.
gain on the play. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line.
Cougar defense played that quarterback keeper well. That play's been real successful for Darbone Woods here tonight. Gonna keep it on the ground, near side, blocked up well. Cougars swarm to the football.
Number 1, Ethan Ethan Thrash with the carry.
Davis is there. Jaden Moore is there.
Minimal gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
3rd down and goal here for D'Arbonne Woods. Cougars still playing tough.
Fans, listen at your offensive line here. We need that push. We
Down
need to get that
42
ball in the end zone.
to 26.
Let them know you're still here watching this.
7:50 left in the ball game. More than likely, you're going to see D'Arbonne have 2 plays here. Ball is on the ground, bad snap. Quarterback's going to pick it up, pursued, going to throw it away. That should be a grounding penalty. There was no receiver there. No flags as of yet.
Well, he's outside of the tackle box, but then you wonder, did the ball cross the line of scrimmage? It still has to cross the line of scrimmage. I don't know that it did.
There's the flag.
No flag on the play.
The officials talked about it a little bit, and that's probably going to be
It's
the
going to be
call.
against the offense, intentional grounding against D'Arbonne Woods.
That should bring up a 4th down. They should lose that down.
That was going to be my question to you, Coach. My thought process was that should be a 4th down and goal, as they would lose a down on that grounding play. Going to push the ball back out to the 17-yard line. 4th
Now they
down
have to
and
score.
goal.
This is the end goal.
Yes, 4th down and goal. So the Cougar defense getting a huge break here due to the grounding penalty. Got timeout on the
They have a
field.
timeout. D'Arbonne Woods. That's going to
Wanna
be
think
a
about
Burns
it.
Mechanical sponsored
7:28 left
timeout.
here in the ball game. We're going to take a little timeout
Fans,
too
at this
and
time,
get
we'd
some
like
water,
to
and we'll be
do a
right
special
back
shout
here on
out to
446
Mr.
Sports.
and Ms.
Welcome back to Farmerville. Big play here, 4th down and goal for the Cougar defense.
You might try that rollout pass again.
D'Arbonne Woods is going to throw it. We got a man there to intercept that one, Keith McKinney. And big play there for the Cougar defense. Big stand. That ball will come back out to the 20-yard line here for the Cougars. Where Gage Hosseini
Intercepted
and the
in the end
offense
zone.
will take over.
That's definitely not their strong suit or what they want to do.
You can definitely hear the frustration from our vantage point of the coaching staff down there. For
Well, you can't,
D'Arbonne
you
Woods.
can't get mad. You know, he's thrown 4 passes all night. And, the only one that's been complete is the big wide open
The
pass.
big wide open pass.
But they've run the ball well. But you know, we go back, Chad. They came down, scored to open the 3rd quarter. They have not touched the end zone since.
They have not.
Grant's still in this ball game.
Throwing the ball far side.
Pass attempt is
Hits the
incomplete.
receiver in the hands, and that ball's
Second
going to fall
down.
incomplete. Bring up 2nd down and 10. I don't know how he would have done
Also want to let
that
you know we
play.
do
He
have
got
a birthday
defender
shout out,
closing in
Ms.
on
Jennifer
him pretty
Scallon's
quick, but
birthday
still
today.
you like to see the completed pass. 2nd down and 10. Going to keep the ball on the ground. Ahmad Sykes got some room. He's got
He's
one
gone.
man to beat,
He
and
is
that's
gone.
a touchdown.
They don't have
for
enough
the
speed
Grant
to catch him.
Cougars. Nobody is fast enough to catch Ahmad Sykes,
Touchdown, Grant.
and he's going to hit his
That's
head
gonna
on
be
the
a number to make
goalpost.
touchdown.
Huge play for the Grant Cougars. Score quick, get the ball back hopefully in a little bit.
And I think we got look, Chad, I had my hand on the camera.
Did you get it?
I think we got the whole thing. So if our viewers are at home,
The whole sequence
know,
of events.
we have to work at this too, you know. Obviously, they've got to go for 2. They've got to convert. 6:40 left. There's probably time for 1 stop, 1 possession.
Ball's going to end up on the ground.
And he's going to get it. He's going to reach in.
He's going to reach across and get the 2-point conversion. So, hey, look, we're still in this ball game here with 6:40 left in the half, or in the game, rather. I apologize. The Cougars have seriously cut into this D'Arbonne Woods lead, down 42-34 after the huge 80-yard run by Ahmad Sykes. Coach, you know, we were talking about a cool play of the game.
That might be one of them.
That's got to be one of them. We're definitely going to
have some candidates this week.
We certainly do. Ahmad Sykes, we've said all night long.
We are truly thankful for your trust and confidence.
He's obviously the best athlete, the fastest football player on this field, and he just showed it on that 80-yard run. Beautiful run by Ahmad Sykes.
You know, this is.
You know, we were looking at D'Arbonne Woods coming down and scoring on the opening possession of the half, and you know, it kind of looked difficult there for the Cougars, but they have scored twice here, and so they are certainly in this ball game down by 1 score and 1 2-point conversion.
And you got to think there's going to be an opportunity to recover here.
Yeah, absolutely. Jaden Rivera, we've seen him execute on these onside kicks tonight. So we're going to attempt one again. That ball is on the ground. D'Arbonne Woods is going to fall on it.
Ball recovered by D'Arbonne Woods.
You'd like to see it not quite have that much depth.
Another good attempt, you know. You just got to.
It is a great attempt.
Well, with 6:40 left, Chad, you know, you got to get a stop.
Got to have another stop. Cougar defense really, as the old saying goes, bowed their back and came up with a stop a
few stops
a while
now
ago. Yes. So we're looking forward to them coming up with another one here. The team desperately needs it. The Cougars are down by 1 score. D'Arbonne Woods going to run a counter play. Have a nice gain.
Number 1, Ethan Thrash with the carry, 5-yard gain on the play, 2nd down.
Tackle made by number 19. I'm not exactly sure.
We talked about, well, no, it's a different individual this week.
Score!
2nd down and 4. Cougar defense looking to make a stop. Patient running behind that big offensive line, falling forward for another D'Arbonne Woods first down. Jake Glass making the tackle.
D'Arbonne Woods with the Marion State Bank first down.
And here we are, midway through
We have
the
an
fourth
official
quarter.
hydration timeout. That's going to be a
Have the
sponsored
official
Burns
hydration
Mechanical
timeout.
timeout.
Cougars down by 1 score, 42-34 late in this ball game. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back with live 446 coverage of Grant Cougar football. Welcome back here to Farmerville, Louisiana. Grant Cougars on the road tonight against the D'Arbonne Woods Timberwolves. 6 minutes left in the ball game. Cougars down 42-34. D'Arbonne Woods quarterback's going to keep it. Find the sideline. He's going to be taken out of bounds.
Bob Albritton with the 16-yard gain.
Now,
that's going to give us a Marion State Bank first down.
Looks like about the 31-yard line.
First down!
Narbonne Woods continuing to run the ball well here tonight. It's kind of their bread and butter. Offensive line's got a size advantage here on the Cougars. They play well together, and run the ball effectively.
That they do.
And they're going to stay on the ground. Big hit. Nice play there by Braden Sloan.
Number 6, Ryder Jennis with the carry. 1-yard gain on the play.
Minimal gain.
As we also want to send a quick shout out to the law enforcement officers here tonight.
Braden Sloan getting some nice penetration there from his linebacker position. Or the way they've got folks moving around a little bit, looks like he may be playing a defensive end.
Who's that? Madden?
Braden Sloan.
Oh, Braden Sloan, yes. Well, Braden's that middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Madden Blaylock has come down into the nose guard spot.
Narbonne Woods keeping it on ground. Matthew Cooper!
What a play!
Matthew Cooper!
Quarterback Cougar brought down in the backfield.
Man, whoa! Oh, looks like we're going to have some extracurricular activity. After a huge play by Matthew Cooper, looks like the quarterback's legs are wrapped around his neck. Looks like they're talking about it out here. His legs were wrapped around his neck, but I believe the call is going to stand, a personal foul. Having the Cougars back up. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Cougars. After a huge stop.
Against the defense.
It looked like to me, Coach, he was just getting up and the quarterback's legs were around his neck. I know it looked different on the, looked like he picked him up and threw him down, but that was not the case. Nevertheless, they do get an unsportsmanlike call. Narbonne Woods getting a break here on that call.
You know, and then their retaliation after, it should be offsetting. You know, it's disappointing, you know, just disappointing overall tonight from those guys.
Knowing the character of Matthew and just watching his body language, he was just getting up after the play and the quarterback's legs were wrapped around his one leg rather was wrapped around his neck. Going to have timeout on the field.
Timeout, Grant. That's going to be a sponsored Burst Mechanical timeout.
Cougars really need to come up with a stop here late in this ball game. 4:29 left in the quarter. We're going to step away while they take a timeout. We'll be right back here on 446
Wrong
Sports.
song, but okay.
Welcome back to Farmerville, Louisiana. We come back after a timeout on the field called by the Cougars. Unsportsmanlike penalty. I don't think it was intentional at all, but nevertheless, it sets Narbonne up with a first down. Going to run the ball near side. Cougars coming in. Cougars still playing hard. Still playing hard. Still hitting hard.
4-yard gain on the play, second down.
Davis in on that hit. Going to bring up second down and about 7 here for Narbonne Woods. Narbonne Woods been very methodical in their game plan. Running in behind that big offensive line. Throwing the ball very little, and they're going to run straight ahead. And my gosh, what a play by Braden Sloan. My word, what a hit.
Brought down. No gain on the play. Brings up third down.
I think he's taking himself out the game after that smack.
Cougar defense is, I'm telling you, there is still lots of fight left in these young men. I think they understand the situation here, Coach. Late in a ball game, down by 1 score, D'Arbonne Woods
Right fans just got that offensive line here. We need some blocks.
3rd down and 7. Big stand here for the Cougar defense, trying desperately to get the offense the ball back. They're going to run straight ahead. Cougar defense plays that one well.
If you need to call a timeout here.
Again, clock is running inside of 3 minutes. You'd like to see a timeout here called because that clock is running.
After that run brings up 4th down. 4th down and about 5 for the Timberwolves.
Big 4th down. Timberwolves are complacent here. They're okay with just let that clock run. Cougars, I guess, holding on to their timeouts for offense. 4th down and 5. Got to get a stop first.
Oh,
big hit by the Cougars, but not after D'Arbonne gets the first down. Going to be set up here. First down and goal. Officials telling the clock operator to wind that clock.
1st and goal, Timberwolves from the 5-yard line.
Winding down close to 2 minutes. Timberwolves in no hurry here tonight. Up by 1 touchdown over the Cougars, threatening to score again. 1st down and goal from the Cougar 5. Cougar defense playing hard here tonight. We've seen some hard hits here on this attempt to stop them. Quarterback's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be stopped short of the goal line.
Cooper.
Tackle there by Matthew Cooper.
Gets to the 1-yard line.
Timeout on the field.
We have a timeout on the field. That's going to be a
left
Burns Mechanical sponsored timeout.
and Chad, you like to, we go back to the Buckeye game last week.
Once again, we want to remind you that Reeves Memorial Medical
Center
is
39,
your 4th quarter sponsor.
You'd like to see them, they can kneel and take the game out of here. You hate to see the unsportsmanlikeness of the game come out. There's no need for a touchdown. You take a knee and the game is effectively over. Karma is she's a tough lady to deal with.
Cougars still discussing their defensive game plan on the far side of the field.
We've completely lost the clock on the scoreboard.
Clock is showing all zeros, but we still have over a minute in this ball game. I was turning my attention away from the clock to the field of play. Hopefully the officials get this lined out and get the correct time on the clock. Now we have 14 minutes.
Time correcting the time on the scoreboard.
1 minute, 39 seconds left in the ball game.
I believe Coach Felton has used 2 timeouts. So like I said, 2 kneels and the game is over.
Correcting the clock to 1:49 on the scoreboard.
1:49 left here in the ball game. Cougars down 42-34. 2nd down and goal here for D'Arbonne Woods. Quarterback's going to keep it, dive into the end zone.
Touchdown, D'Arbonne Woods.
For a touchdown.
Number 4, Dalton Bob written with the quarterback keeper. That's an orange and black touchdown.
Diving over
with
the big offensive line for
left in the 4th quarter.
Another Timberwolf touchdown with 1:49 seconds.
Here's the thing, Chad, and they're probably going to keep this game. But now you give the ball back to Grant. You open up the door a little bit, and maybe not all the way. But why would you want to give him even an opportunity left? We've seen the Mod Sykes can score in a matter of seconds. We've seen them get an onside kick tonight.
Going after attempt is good. Number 26, Axel Garcia with the extra
attempt
point.
is good. And so that's going to bring the score 49-34. D'Arbonne Woods Timberwolves ahead of the Cougars. You know, that was an unfortunate turn of events on that last series. It looked like the Cougars had them stopped. An unfortunate penalty gave Timberwolves new life, and they cashed it in with another rushing touchdown. Cougars definitely have the offensive power to score quickly.
Absolutely, and that's why, you know, go back to why would you want to give one some more opportunities?
I don't understand it, Coach.
No, you know, I mean, you win by, you know, there's no score differential in the.
Right, you don't get bonus points for how bad you beat somebody. Mod Sykes standing back deep for the Cougars. I don't expect them to kick him the ball. Kick is going to be short. Going to be fielded by Dante Rubin. He juggles the ball a little bit. Going to be tackled around the 30-yard line, where the Cougar offense will take over here with 1 minute and 43 seconds.
Also players down on the play.
Left in the ball game. Got a couple of players slow to get up.
And applause.
They're all back on their feet. Cougar offense
First and 10, Grant.
needing a couple of scores here
From
in
the
a short
37,
period of time.
from 32-yard line.
Cougars have shown they can score quickly. They did on the last possession with an
Absolutely, and again,
incomplete pass and an 80-yard run by Mod Sykes. High snap of Mod Sykes, looking for some room. He's got it, going to break one tackle, get the ball out across the 45-yard line. First down run on first down. Clock is running.
Flag on the play.
On the first down.
They're going to get a false start call against the Cougars. That is, we did not see the clock stop. Normally a clock stops to move the sticks.
A false start against the offense.
And it results in a false start against the Cougars and lose 5 yards. Trying to hurry up and get a play off. Mod Sykes with the ball again. Looking the near side, going to get out across midfield.
Picks up another
Going
first
to be
down.
another first down on the carry by Mod Sykes. Clock continues
to run on a first down.
It should stop in order to set the sticks. They are not stopping the clock. Mod Sykes with the ball again, looking for some room to run. He's going to get out near the 40-yard line.
After about a 5-yard gain, second down.
Whistles on the play. Clock is continuing to run. The officials are waving off to stop the clock. It is still running. They finally get it stopped here after about 10 seconds have run off the clock. I believe we need to reset the clock.
You know, and I'm sure the officials want to get out of here and stuff, but you've got to run the clock correctly. You know, we've seen probably 30 seconds run off
here without
after successive first downs.
Second down and 5.
Apparently correcting the time on the scoreboard to see what the official says.
They did not put the time back on the clock. Gage Hosseini throwing deep, far side of the field. That ball is going to be batted down.
Is broken up.
44 seconds left.
You know, they let 10 seconds run off.
And didn't put them back on.
No, not at all.
That step was broken up by number 12, Bradley Thrash.
Third down and 5.
Brings up
here
third
for the
down for
Cougars.
Grant.
Gage throwing it out in space to Ahmad Sykes. He's got the edge. He's got the first down. He's looking for more. And he's going to be tackled down about the 25-yard line. Cougars hurrying up to the ball.
The clock should stop on that first down, Chad.
Clock did not stop. Now they're waving it off to stop the clock after the sticks are set. 35 seconds appear to be showing on the clock. Officials have stopped play on the field.
Chad, this is becoming comical here with the clock.
It certainly is.
First down, you get a first down. The time clock stops until the chains are fully moved and set. Then you start them again. The official will blow it.
They're correcting the time to 40 seconds on the play clock.
And this really disrupts the rhythm that the Cougars are trying to establish here to move down the field and score quickly.
All right, fans, let's make some noise for the defense.
Cougar offense trying to score. Ahmad Sykes again. Ahmad Sykes still running. He's going to be down inside the 20. 29 seconds left on the clock. Timeout. Cougars.
That's going to be a sponsored Burns Mechanical timeout.
So, Coach, we've had a lot of
time run off. We should still be at about a minute.
There were a number of first downs there where the clock was not stopped. We've seen
you're getting paid. Let the kids compete.
Yeah.
The game will be over soon enough. Whether it's an exciting finish or whatever happens, but the kids are competing. It's your job to to facilitate the rules correctly.
Definitely a difficult game to call.
But this has been and we're going to get out of here quick.
Yeah.
It's been a tremendous performance from the Cougars. I wasn't here last year when they came to Grant.
Much closer
game. I mean, we're 29 seconds and we're still competing.
You go back to a few plays earlier in the game. There's a lot of things here. Cougars obviously down 49-34 here with 29 seconds left. But this game is much closer from a competitive nature than what the scoreboard shows. Pass is going to be complete on the far side of the field. Third down here for the Cougars. Clock is running
as it should this time.
Absolutely. Hand the ball off to Ahmad Sykes, and they're going to smother him at the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose yardage.
Wrapped up by several Timberwolves. Loss of yards on the play.
Looks like the clock
brings up fourth down.
Cougars trying to get a playoff here before the end of the game, and they're not going to get it. Clock is going to show triple zero. Final score here in Farmerville, Louisiana. Cougars on the road this week 3 fall to the Timberwolves 49-34, but the performance from the Cougars,
Let's give it up for the
Cougars have been,
varsity football team.
it's been gritty. You
We
see them
expect to see you here next
playing
Friday.
hard, hitting hard. You
We'll
see
be
the
hosting
offense
Calvary Baptist here at home
making
next
plays,
Friday.
but it's, unfortunately, it's not the outcome we wanted.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Back home, and
but
thank you for coming out
a great
this
performance
evening.
from the Cougars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please remember to pick up your
Losses
own
are
trash.
always
Pick up your own
difficult,
trash
but
around you. Greatly appreciated.
every day's a learning day, and I believe the Cougars have learned a lot here. We've learned a lot about their toughness, their ability to score quickly, and so we got a long drive, Coach.
Yeah, we're going to get out of here quick.
So we're going to get out of here. Thank you for joining us here on 446 Sports, live coverage of Grant Cougar Football. Your final score from Farmerville. Darbone Woods, Timberwolves 49, your Cougars 34. We want to say one more thing.
Go Cougars.